truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bold stand tall. We the people, united won't fall.
Yeah, with we the people as I beat and rhyme. We're dropping old school values every time. Extreme honesty with a fresh twist. Breaking it down, you don't wanna miss. It's freedom talk, loud and proud. Voice of the people, can't be cowed. Every week, we speak our mind. For love of country, it's one of a kind. So grab a seat, let the brain show roll. We're serving up truth, heart and soul. We're the lads with that patriot steel. For the people, by the people, of the people. Let's go, let's go. Raise your voice high, let the echoes ring. In the land of the brave, we dare to sing. United in hope, come what may. Freedom talk, the American way.
It's the BRANE Show coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bold stand tall. We the people, united won't fall.
It's the BRANE Show. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show. It's the BRANE Show.
This is for America!
Shut the f*** up!
Yep. All right.
You know what the problem with Hollywood is? They make shit unbelievable, unremarkable shit.
To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair.
Will you fight? No! We will run! And we will live!
Shame on you. This could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst.
And I guarantee a week won't go by in your life you won't regret walking out, letting them get the best of you.
Well, I'm not going home.
Day may come when the courage of men fails, but it is not this day.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy.
You're gonna work harder than you ever worked before.
I really do believe that together we can accomplish anything.
Because we'll never stop learning and we'll never stop growing.
Failure is not an option. That's how winning is done. Believe me when I say we can break this army here. It has made us brothers. I say to you, what every warrior has known since the beginning of time. You've got to get mad.
I mean plumb mad dog mean.
If you would be free men, then you must
Fight to fulfill that promise. Let us
Cut out their living guts.
1 inch at a time.
And they will know what we can do!
Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
This is your time. Seize the day. Never surrender.
Victory or death.
So come on, then! Take it!
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
All right, let's fly! My name is the Lord. When I
Tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our Independence Day.
You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world.
We don't sleep to dream, we sleep to build stamina. Energy to do our thing, get your camera on. This show is about to begin, so sit down and buckle it in. Let's go!
Woo! America. Oh, hell yeah. What's up, everyone? Good to see you guys. My name is Brian, and that is Shane. Fix your camera. You're like lower. Oh, we're like lording over you right now.
He was eating me last week. He was a giant this week. He's smaller than me.
Yeah, now you're smaller.
Camera stuff, man.
All right, I'm gonna fix you again. Anyways, that's Shane and that's John, and you're watching the BRANE Show. Just in the words of John, a couple blokes that like to talk about cool stuff on the internet.
Do you call me a bloke?
I'm fixing your camera right now.
Yeah,
in real time, guys. You see how the sausage is made. The dirty, filthy sausage.
Did you say I look like sausage? What's wrong with you?
That dirty, filthy sausage.
Hey, listen, I got to tell you, I'm glad you guys are with us today. I don't know if you got a chance to catch we were on Gate World's channel yesterday with Darren, talking a whole bunch of Stargate. If you are interested in the latest on Stargate and all kinds of great Stargate talk that you don't already get on John's channel on Sundays, go check out that show.
Which I was very clear about that yesterday.
You were. It was kind of funny, Brian. John, you were in the chat, I think, but Brian kept saying over and over again, "Dude, go watch John Sci-Fi Chronicles." It was pretty funny.
I pay a check per word.
Yeah. What you guys don't know is John pays per word, which is why I kept saying it. No, I was like, he was like, yeah, I used to love watching Stargate with my friends, like we do every Sunday at 12 p.m. on Sci-Fi Chronicles 79.
I've burnt it so badly into Brian's mind now. He got arrested by police and they pulled him over and he said he just looked at him, wound down the window and went, Sci-Fi Chronicles 79. And they went, so what? Have you been drinking?
Let me just have your registration. All right. Well, we're talking about some cool stuff today. We're talking about the Supergirl trailer, the Masters of the Universe trailer. We got Supergirl drama once again because every time there's a trailer, people have to come out of the woodwork. She said some stuff that was slightly feminist. Boom. Woodwork. She comes out and talks about how her character's an anti-hero. Boom. Grifters come out screaming and yelling. Before anyone's ever seen the movie, they've already made their opinion about it. This is the culture war we're living in, where there are two sides and they both act the same.
Also, we're going to be talking about the natural evolution of Klingons being gay, as a Klingon just told us recently, apparently.
Yep. Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me?
Apparently, Klingons,
I'm sorry.
their natural evolution would make them gay, which that doesn't make any sense. From an evolutionary standpoint or a Klingon standpoint, no makes no sense.
Have you heard the rumored, alleged rumored sort of viewing figures for Academy? Have you seen that pop up?
Oh, yeah. Red Letter Media came out with it. We're going to talk about that, too. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. And I'm sorry, but with that, actually, we're going to be able to explain exactly how Klingons are just naturally supposed to become gay. And it actually will make sense after we explain it to you because Hollywood is like that.
Yeah. Great. Also, we're going to talk about Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, and SSRIs, or antidepressants.
Really?
Because I got to talk about it. I went down this rabbit hole.
I'm like depressed.
No, I'm starting to think that one of the biggest real epidemics in the United States is the overuse of antidepressants. And I think I figured out why. I figured I put all the other scientists couldn't figure this out. I figured it out.
But you did.
Yep.
Oh, God.
A random YouTuber that edits videos in his dark, dank room, he figured it out.
Yeah, you're the only one. Okay, cool.
No, I think other people figure it out too. But I think there's a connection that people don't pay attention to when they just willy-nilly just jump on SSRIs and think everything's fine.
Is it aliens?
It's definitely aliens. 100%. Yeah, 100%. 100% aliens. Yeah, you guys, it's the Greys. They're influencing us.
They're infecting DNA into us via tablets, are they?
So, John, you are still paying by the word, right? Guys, go check out John's channel, Sci-Fi Chronicles 79. The link is in the description. We're there almost every Sunday watching Stargate at 12:30 p.m. We will not be there tomorrow, though, because it is Easter. So I will be
Happy Easter, everyone.
I will be forced behind a grill making meat I couldn't afford for family members that I barely ever see. That's what I'll be doing.
Nice.
All right, guys. So first off, I want to say thank you guys for coming in the chat. You guys are awesome. We got Harimba Jeremiah, member for 4 months. Thank you for sticking out with us, bro. I'm not sure if you got one of those memberships and just stuck to it, but regardless, thank you for being an awesome member. All right, so let's get
a question though.
What?
Did you guys watch on Spike TV MXC?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, give us more information, brother. We'll tell you what it is.
Yeah,
it's an American television program. That's for sure. I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up real quick. Look it up, and I'll pull up the Supergirl stuff.
Fantastic. It's Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, MXC. Oh, that sounds fun, actually.
It does sound cool.
Oh, okay. We're going to check that out, man. Awesome.
Yeah, that does sound cool. Most Extreme. But we still have to have insurance, so it's not as extreme as you want it to be.
Insurance. Oh, insurance is really the thing that's ruining the world. You want to talk about SSRIs? It's not SSRIs. It's insurance that's ruining. The world.
That ruined. Yeah, look. Insurance ruins the pocketbook, and it's stupid.
Right.
And
Chatting to an insurance broker.
I know. I just had this conversation with Geico again, where I'm like, I have a perfect driving record. I've never had a ticket. 25 years of perfect driving. Why am I spending so much? And the poor lady goes, "Sir, we're all spending so much." And I couldn't argue with her.
It's a necessary evil.
She goes,
That's what it is.
We're in California. That's just the way it is. And like from my perspective, though, it was not this expensive until it became mandatory. And that's when the prices went crazy high.
Of course.
And I remember when I was young thinking, I remember doing the budget. When I was taught to do a budget with a checkbook, which, by the way, they lied to you. You're not going to use a checkbook or do a budget or have a line items. Not in the way they taught you. But I remember doing that and thinking, I can afford a car if I get this job. And I'm like, I'm going to get this job at a sign shop when I'm 16, and I can buy this car, and I can afford this and still have money left over. And I did the math, and I remember insurance was like $60 a month, and I was a brand new driver, bro.
Yep, that's about right.
And brand new. Dude, fast forward, and 25 years later, it's $300 a month for a brand new car. And I was talking about buying a car that was that we should have gotten in an accident.
No, $300 is the insurance
Right.
for a young person to drive. Yeah, no, trust me. I'm trying to figure out how to get my kid a license.
I mean, this country, I had a guy for a family friend who'd saved up like while he was young, and he wanted to buy himself a new BMW, so he did. And his family came to me and they said, "So, do you think he'll be okay? Get insurance; it'll be all right. Brand new BMW." And I was like, "Ooh, yeah, he'll get it, but it cost him £3,000 a year." And that's just for third-party fire and theft, so it's not even comprehensive.
That's a lot.
That's a hell of a lot of money. So, yeah,
That's
don't buy yourself a
California
brand
price.
new car until you've checked the insurance.
What's £3,000? $4,500 ish.
Yeah, around
so
that.
that's like $400 a month.
The crazy
Wow.
part is, like, I don't even have a nice car. Like, my car is a cheap, it's a new car, but it's cheap, newer. And, no, it's still insane.
My cars are 10 years old, bro, and my cars are 10 years old, and I'm still paying the same. So it's insurance.
Mine's getting close to having holes in the bottom, so I'm like Fred Flintstone. So I'm just running my feet along the road.
You don't need to pay for gas. There you go.
What are you insuring? All right, guys. Right before we talk about Supergirl, I did want to show you guys how it's going right now with Supergirl. This is Marco Rubio decided he's going to be taking on the job himself.
I got to tell you, I low-key love all of these like superimposed Supergirl man faces they keep putting on her. It's kind of fun.
All right. So there is some Supergirl news. We got a trailer. Let me start the clock here. First off, let's talk about the Supergirl trailer itself. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna review it, and then after that, we're gonna talk about the drama that is circulating. You know, a young woman said something that isn't even that bad, but people, of course, are losing their mind over it because, you know what? I've learned positivity doesn't get clicks.
Of course not.
Glazing, liking something, being a fan of something doesn't get clicks. You know what gets clicks, guys? Anger, rage, overreacting. Saying things that didn't happen, inflecting, putting your own thoughts and ideas into someone's statement to make it worse than it is. That's what gets clicks, guys.
Hey, the news taught us the right way. Come on, this is the way the news has been for years.
Yeah.
Right? Bad news sells. Good news is boring.
So we're going to watch the trailer, and then we're going to talk about the controversy, which it seems like there's always some kind of controversy when it comes to a DCU property now, because there's a set of people out there that don't want James Gunn in charge. They think that maybe they can get Zack Snyder back, which is just silly.
It's like one of the most ludicrous things I've read is that Zack Snyder's coming back. I mean, it's like, guys, let it go. We were huge fans too. Let it go. Let it go.
It's like I'm gonna fix my camera.
It's literally like he is now the return of Kal-El from the comic books. It's got that stupid now.
Bro,
isn't it,
every
really?
time there's a DCU project of any sort, like immediately they're like, oh, this is bad. We need to bring Zack Snyder back. Like, okay, random egg on Twitter. Thanks for letting us know.
Have you seen what Zack Snyder's done the last few years?
I know.
You don't want Zack Snyder back. No.
I don't know what happened. Like, he really had like the pulse of when he did the Justice. I think, you know what, when he did his Justice League cut, like all of his creativity, like everything he had in him just was gone.
Yeah, he just used
fizzled out
all of his juice for that one movie. You know, I like the Army of the Dead movie.
Sorta.
Yeah. I wanted to see where he was going to go with it, but then they canceled everything. Because it didn't get views.
I don't think it was good enough. I mean, it was like tangentially good. Like the problem is when you create something amazing, like you need to follow up with really good. Like that's the problem. Like Steven Spielberg has, the reason why he's the greatest of all time is because he follows up great with great, and that's what you got to do when Zach does which by the way, the Army of the Dead was better than his magnum opus.
Oh, Rebel Moon.
On Netflix. What was it called? Rebel Moon?
Yeah, Rebel
Moon.
Was
horrible.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
So, Zach,
a lot of slow motion and rape, and I don't know. I don't get it.
Alternate Star Wars.
It was like Star Wars. Basically, Star Wars made by an emo video game developer.
Yeah.
Okay. But we're not talking about that. Today we're talking about Supergirl. But because we're talking about Supergirl, and that's DC, it's always going to lead back to Zack Snyder somehow. Can't get away from it. But first, let's look at the trailer. Then from there, we'll talk about the drama and the grifters and all the weirdos online that just want to make as much clicks as possible. So they just say random nonsense that has no bearing in reality. And we just lost Shane. So perfect timing.
Lost. Yeah.
Just so you guys know, that means that his computer probably shut off and he probably ain't coming back.
And you've probably seen him on screen. He is regenerated into a Dr. Pepper can right now.
Right.
So he takes on many forms throughout the show.
He's a Dr. Pepper can. So, this might be the format if he is not able to come back, which.
Yeah.
So he was having computer problems before the show. And then we got him working. And then he just randomly disappeared right now. So I'm assuming that his computer just crashed. Well, let's watch Supergirl trailer.
Let's watch it.
I'm sure he'll be back at some point. Or he won't. I don't know. Well, let's find out. So this is it. Here we go. So that is, you think they're adding the marketing to make sure people know that Superman's in the film?
Yeah. That's a little quick nod to it to basically go, do you remember Superman? You like Superman, don't you?
You like that movie, right?
Yeah. This is Supergirl.
Yeah, they're connected. Like,
yeah,
this is sort of like a sequel, but we're not calling it that. Yeah, I get it. I like Superman, guys. I did. I liked the movie. I thought it was a good start.
Yeah, I liked it.
Was it like some epic? Oh, Shane returned. Hey, Shane.
He has.
Hi.
He's regenerated from becoming morphing into a can of Dr. Pepper.
I'm assuming your computer just crapped.
Yeah, it did. So I plugged it into just a regular power strip. See what happens.
Oh, all right. All right, we're watching Supergirl trailer. We're about 13 seconds into it, brother.
Sweet.
When people criticize James Gunn for using animals and everything, I'm like, that is a valid criticism.
I do.
But I like animals, so I like
but it's weird. Listen, it's getting to the point where it's getting weird.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like crypto is like the center of Superman. Now it's the center of Supergirl. It's like, James, dude, get off the animals.
Yeah.
I actually, because of the comic they're adopting, I don't think the dog is the center of Supergirl.
Well, it's the center of this trailer. It seems to be the entire reason she exists.
Because it's the catalyst that sends her on her adventure. But he's probably not going to be in the movie that much.
I'll accept that. if that's the case. But if this movie surrounds that damn dog, I'm going to be not happy.
No, so I think the dog, and part of it's in the trailers. This is not a spoiler. Dog gets shot with poison or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so basically her quest becomes to save the dog, but the dog's got to stay home. This wasn't James Gunn, and he had not made Guardians of the Galaxy. Would we even be saying something about the dog?
Yeah,
second movie of a franchise with a dog.
I would say, yeah. If your second movie of your franchise, I'd be like, okay, here's what I'd be saying. I would actually be a little more suspicious, because I'd be like, oh, so the dog helped you sell Superman because kids love the dog. Now you're bringing the dog back because the kids sell more crypto. But I don't think that's the way James Gunn thinks. I just think he's like animal crazy, and he wants to have animals. And listen, more power to you. A lot of people are animal crazy, and as long as it doesn't sidetrack me on the story, it'll be fine.
Right.
And it is a cute dog, so you got that. But I got a question. So she's acting like she ain't got nobody, but Clark's her cousin. I mean, like he would hang. Like she acts like she's like nobody.
No, I don't think he would. I don't think he's leaving Earth. She
don't want to be on Earth. Is that the thing?
Yeah, I don't think she wants to leave. I don't think she wants to have to be stuck on Earth.
Say, girl, you got family.
She will go to Earth, though, won't she? After this, this is the whole. Actually, I do need people, and I need my cousin.
I see. This is, if you don't read comic books, you end up being like me. Got it. Okay.
Someone asked in the chat, "How is the Women of Tomorrow comment about to start it?" Yeah, it's okay. I'm not a huge Supergirl fan, and I thought that book was very well written. If I was a massive Supergirl fan, I'd be like, that's a great book. I think. But I think like the book itself is good. The artwork's very good. You should read it. It's like $3, so it's not like it's a expensive thing to read.
Right at this point, it seems like her entire mission is about saving the dog.
The catalyst is the dog, and then if they follow the book, it's the one mission leads to another mission leads to another mission.
And
I don't want to.
And I will say as a dog lover, I lost my dog a couple of years ago. There is not one planet I wouldn't go to save my dog.
Oh yeah, I would John Wick the universe, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's cool, man. You're a better person than me.
And so this is basically Supergirl, John Wick.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like John Wick. All right. Yeah, so that's good.
Girl was like a green alien.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm not sure why they didn't go that route. Like.
I know.
Green or blue? I always forget. Either way, though, she was not human looking.
It was green, wasn't it?
I think it was green.
Probably so people could connect with her better.
Thing is, though, you have Gamora from Guardians. Everyone connects fine with her.
Well, because the actress carries Gamora. She's having a relationship with a little girl that's a little alien girl. I don't know. I mean, maybe it would have been, you would have had to have a really good actress to pull it off, maybe.
And if people are talking about the Guardians connection now, if they had a little green girl in this one, they would be going into overdrive, wouldn't it?
True. Yeah.
Look at the little Gamora. I'm sure he
was like her squire. So Supergirl is like the knight, and she's like the little girl is like the squire, and they're going on an epic quest to save the dog, and then ends up also to save her family, and then save a planet. And it's going to amp up from there. It's going to go into it's going to take this sort of drunk, selfish girl and turn her into a proper knight, a proper hero.
Like this little table is going to protect this little girl.
Yeah,
this bar.
Criticism. Everyone had that. Like, and this trailer is not very good. But everyone that has criticism, from my perspective, it's okay.
Better than the teaser. The teaser.
Yeah, it's much better than the teaser. But listen, the second I see Jason Momoa as Lobo, my nerd explosion happens, and I'm good. Like, I just want to see Jason Momoa as Lobo. I'm a Jason Momoa fan, and for years that's all he's ever talked about.
I just say, look, cool, it's Khal Drogo and with makeup. Cool, awesome, it's good.
Yeah. I like the Lobo character, and Jason has always talked about how he wanted to play Lobo. He's getting to play Lobo in a live-action Supergirl movie. That's pretty great.
I might have Jason Momoa overload, like for me, but we'll see. If he, let me tell you what, if he loves this character, it's the only character he ever wanted to play. He better slay this role. He better kill it, because this is the one he's always wanted to do. So
and you're right, and you're 100% right. And this is the role he's always wanted to play. So he's finally got his chance to play it. You need to make sure this is the best thing you've ever done.
Hopefully, it's not just Jason Momoa in Lobo cosplay.
To be fair, Jason Momoa's Lobo is pretty much how he acts and everything else. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And we're going to talk about this next. People complaining about this shot. Look, why is Supergirl so ugly, bro? Oh my God, bro, why is she so ugly?
Dude, there's explosions going on.
She's bending over, holding someone with an explosion. It's so weird when ugly people call other people ugly. First off, glass houses, dude. Be careful.
Well, and
second of all, she's literally bending over. She's hunchback. This is not a pose on a red carpet. What's wrong with you people?
It's an action scene. There's movement going on. And by the way, guys, people's faces, you don't want to know what your face looks like when you're falling. I'm just saying, just go skydiving sometime and have somebody take a picture of your face coming down. And I'm not saying she's doing that here, but you can see that Millie Alcock is not an ugly woman. Okay.
Yeah.
In every other shot of the movie in real life, she has an interesting face. I think she did a fantastic job in House of the Dragon. I think we need to, this trailer actually was the first thing that got me a little bit interested in watching the movie. The teaser, I was like, oh crap, I don't care, but I don't want to watch Supergirl. But then I saw this trailer and I'm like, okay, the music's good, and I feel the story kind of coming together. It didn't give everything away. Jason Momoa, okay, yeah, come on.
Yeah, I personally would rather have, and we've talked about this before, but I miss trailers that were just cinematic trailers and didn't have pop songs and stuff like that. But
one world, one man.
Yeah,
the trailer, trailer for the trailer.
I missed that, but I miss the one world.
I love that movie trailer, boys.
One dog, one mission.
She'll
one
kill
audience,
them all.
One chance. How many ones we have? Yeah,
I don't know, but I love that. I love it.
Yeah, I missed that.
In a world,
I missed the cinematic score. Like, I know the pop, the remix of the pop song in some way crazy, like updated ballad thing is new popular. I know I did something like that in one of our Stargate project coming up, but it doesn't mean it should be used in everything. And every trailer I see now is pretty much that. It's like some new pop song from like 30 years ago or 40 years ago or 10 years ago or last year.
James Gunn's fault. He started this
shit. Because he made it so popular with Guardians that now everyone does it.
And I'm incredibly biased, but I loved growing up in an era where, I said it on a previous show, when Phantom Menace came out in 99, it took me hours to just download the trailer for it. Prior to that, I loved it because the only trailers I got was, as you said, Brian, I sat in the cinema and I saw the trailers, which were fantastic.
Right.
Or as the film was getting closer, they would advertise it on the TV during commercial breaks. So I didn't have this oversaturation of, like you say, these trailers now with the pop music. It's very rare for me these days to get excited by a trailer because I kind of like, I've seen it all before. I want to be surprised again, and I'm not sure I'm gonna be.
Yeah,
I gotta say though, sometimes the pop music is perfect for that movie. And like we watched the scary movie trailer.
Yeah, that was good.
And using the Eminem song was perfect. It was a perfect song to use in this very particular instance at this time for this movie.
What are they trying to do? They're trying to evoke emotion in you. They're trying to get you excited about watching the movie. And music is a really great way to do that. And sometimes a sweeping cinematic score is great for like Dune, right? Or it depends on the movie you're going to watch. What are you trying to convey? And I think in Supergirl, you want to convey, fun, drama. And I mean, listen, you can close your eyes, play a trailer and go, okay, it's a James Gunn movie. You just know sometimes.
Superman had a cinematic score and not pop music. And that trailer was awesome.
Which one?
The Superman trailer.
The original Superman.
Well, no. Okay, the last year's Superman.
Last one.
Right, but that Superman is also iconic. And I don't think you want current day, or you don't want pop music for Superman, right? Supergirl is a tertiary character.
That's true, yeah. And Supergirl is a little more punk rock.
And I think I don't like, and even when we had the Superman trailer, I didn't like the fact that they changed John Williams' score of it, the version of it. Because for me,
they added.
It's so good. Why change it? Just keep it.
Well, but you couldn't use the version that was recorded on vinyl from 1983.
They do update it. I mean, they should.
You had to update it. It has to be high quality. It has to be 24-bit. That's what audience expects now. They
I
don't
still think
expect
that original's
analog.
banging.
Lord Thought
Sure,
says something
sure,
there.
but it does need to be updated for digital because it doesn't play the same in digital as it plays on vinyl.
Williams would have come back to do it though, surely, wouldn't he? You know, update it. He still does things every now and again.
He's older though.
Maybe it would have been nice. I mean, listen, you can't. Yeah, John Williams should be on everything. But Lord Thought says here you need to pick the right song, and I think that is such a key. You have to pick the right song, and I don't know if for everybody, like if this song doesn't work for them in this trailer, it works for me. I don't know why it does. Maybe because I've always liked this song, and I'm kind of listening to it, and I'm kind of seeing what the character's going through. She seems like a broken-hearted person. So, I mean, the words kind of make sense, and I like the song. So, and I like this song choice, but I get it. It's not for everybody.
Yeah, and that's actually a really good point, though, what you just said. Because, you know, if you like a song, you're going to be a lot nicer to it.
It's true.
In the trailer.
I also don't get the heavy criticism about the fact, she drinks, she's boozing, she's depressed, she doesn't want to go to Earth and spend time with Clark. Well, I think the way they're going with it, and I actually agree with it, is the fact that, look, if you'd lost your entire planet and your family to Brainiac, not only are you scarred by that and you've got PTSD, you're not in a position where you actually want to spend time with anybody. You know, you are going to isolate yourself. That happens. So
yeah, good point.
I can see that.
Because let me tell you something. Now, this is a really good point. Clark has grown up in a loving, nurturing environment. She is not. So there's, you automatically have that. And so, I just listen, and I didn't read the comics, so I'm not 100% sure. But, I follow exactly with what you're saying. I track.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So overall, I guess.
Is that the end?
Was that the end of that's in the trailer? Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So overall, you like the trailer, Shane?
I do. Well, I'll tell you what. The trailer did its job, which is made me want to see the movie, whereas before I was doing it out of duty.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I like the trailer. I think the only red cross I've got at the moment is I'm not sure about the villain and the villains of the movie.
Who is? Yeah, we don't really know. And I was kind of, I'm kind of glad they didn't show him. Now, there's two things that could go wrong. Like they didn't show him because they're not much of a part of the story, which would suck, or they didn't show him because they don't want to give away too much. That would be better.
Yeah, there's actually a little more to it. I just realized there is a little more after the logo.
I was going to say it didn't feel like that ended right.
Yeah. Hold up. Let me just put it back.
Calling you. I'm like, oh, touche.
Yeah. Great.
That's funny.
Yeah. I like it. I mean, it's hard for me not to like Momoa. You guys know that, though. It's not.
I think Christopher Higgy says it right here. I enjoyed the last Superman movie enough. Yeah, had there not been a Superman movie, I probably would have been like, I don't want to see this movie at all. But because of the Superman movie, it did give me that initial like juice. Then the teaser came out and I'm like, oh, do I really want to watch this movie? Now the trailer's like, oh yeah, I want to see this movie.
Right.
So
do we know the movie that comes after this? I've forgotten, guys. What next
Man
one?
of
Do we know
Tomorrow?
it? Man of Tomorrow. So it leads
the
into
next
that.
Superman, yeah.
Right. And that's the Brainiac one. So I think
We're going to get a teaser at the end of this movie.
At the end of this, we'll get a teaser for Brainiac,
Yeah.
If he's smart and they continue, and I know we haven't really addressed all the, Warner Brothers being bought by the Ellisons, and now is he going to quit? Is he going to quit because he has TDS? Listen, I don't think James Gunn is going to quit the biggest job he's ever had.
That's what Campia said. Oh, you guys, I tell you, mark my words, and I haven't spoken to James about this.
That's right. We talked about it.
I haven't spoken to James about this. We know you haven't spoken to James Gunn. You don't have his number, okay? So, but when he goes, oh, I haven't spoken to James about this, but, I wouldn't be surprised if he just quit that job because he hates Trump. He hates Trump. I'm like, what are you talking about? What does this have to do with Trump, dude?
Yeah, bro, I got to tell you, if James is smart, he will
thing.
start. Okay, he's doing Superman. Now he's doing Superman 2. Okay, if that hits hard and the Supergirl goes off well, got to start bringing in the other the other characters. You know, we're gonna have to. What are we doing with Matt Reeves as Batman? I mean, do we have to?
I just don't care about Matt Reeves Batman. Go away, Sparkle Batman.
Let's reboot Batman as a James Gunn.
That was a dull movie.
Yeah, people. There are people that really love that, and maybe you're watching right now and you're like, "I love Batman. What's wrong with you?" We just don't. No one on this panel really likes Twilight Batman. What's his name?
I yawned.
What's his name?
Yeah, Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. I think Pattinson's a good actor.
He's like a good actor, but a terrible Batman.
He's a terrible Batman. Like terrible.
Yeah, it's weird.
And the movie was really dark and so slow and just boring. So
emo
boring.
Batman.
Yeah. It was so emo. And I get there's people that like it, and I'm not criticizing that you like it. I'm glad you like it. The movie made a bunch of money.
But he needs to start building his own cinematic universe. Yeah. Like he needs to, this whole like, and this is great, you know, the Clayface thing and the little tangential stuff he's doing with animation and stuff on the side. Buddy, just buck up and let's do a roadmap for DC. Let's go hard. You know,
I think he does have a roadmap, but he has to deal with the psychopaths that won't let the old powers that be go away. The old people in charge that set up the Batman, that set up the DC and all these Shazam and all these, you know, all these other projects. Like he wants those to get out of his radar. He wants to just be done with it so he can do his own thing. But because Reeves Batman make a bunch of money, they're like, oh, well, Matt Reeves needs to make his Batman too, and then Penguin made.
Well,
oh God.
Well, that'll all change though when they announce that Zack Snyder's coming back to run Warner and Paramount. He's going to be heading it all up. Star Trek, the works. The man's going to own everything.
Yeah, Zack Snyder's running Star Trek and DC.
But see, the problem is it's going to screw up what James Gunn wants to do, and I really feel like you have to just let him go. Like let that guy go and cook, right? Because you know, if they're holding him back because they want Matt Reeves money on another Batman, it's going to slow the process, and eventually people are going to get okay. So who else? What other character could they be? If you're not going to go Batman, which that's the next logical place, you can't really go Flash because that one's like one of the newer movies. Which character? You can't go Aquaman. Where do you go to spread out the DC universe and get us towards Justice League?
Green Lantern.
So great, but we're doing this Lanterns.
Yeah, that Lantern's gonna. It's gonna.
That was a mistake.
No, it's not. It's gonna lead into a Lanterns movie.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like you got to go cinematic first.
I think but I do think that there needs to be, like, I think that he's trying to introduce the Lanterns and sort of because there's so much lore. You cannot make a single Green Lantern movie and satisfy the audience. There's so much lore to Green Lanterns. I do feel like there needs to be some kind of like primer to a Green.
But this doesn't feel right, bro. This small town Western shit doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I know, but it feels weird.
I have no idea. This might be just an 8-episode exposition dump where they set you up for a movie.
That would be cool. I could if he does that, cool.
Legitimately, that's right. I think this is a primer for a film.
I'm worried.
I think this is a primer for a film, and they're gonna see which Green. And I think that the TV show is which Green Lantern should we go with first? Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart?
I think what James Gunn needs to do as well is they need to get rid of this. Also doing Elseworlds movies, like you say, the Batman 2, because as much as he said about it that they're going to do them, it's just confusing the issue at the moment. Just focus on your own universe. Don't do any stuff outside of universe.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any control.
Work within it.
The studio,
and that's what's the stupidity of it. It's like
Matt Reeves has a contract. He has a contract, so we need to do Batman 2. It's because the studio, like Shane once says, wants that Batman money. But listen, Matt Reeves Batman, the second Batman is not going to make the money you think it did. Like, the first Batman made money because people expect it. Actually, I think it made money because of Joker, sort of. Yeah, and it's Batman. It's Batman. You know,
listen, the headache was Penguin series. The headache was the Penguin.
Batman's always going to make money, and Penguin series is just for old dudes. So, you know, let's be honest here. It's going to make money because everybody's going to go see Batman. It's just the way Batman.
I don't think it won't make as much money as the first one.
It won't make as much, but it's going to.
Because I went in the movie super excited because it was Matt Reeves, because it was Batman, and I didn't know who Matt Reeves was. I'm not going to go into the theater. I'm not going to go and want to watch Batman 2. I'll wait. Because the first Batman was so bad.
You won't go see it at the theater?
Why would I?
I don't know. I just feel like
I can barely see it the first time. It was so dark.
That's fair. Okay, touche.
I don't like Matt Reeves. And I've learned that I don't like Matt Reeves. No, I've learned that I don't like Matt Reeves by watching Matt Reeves movies.
What other
He's one of the JJ acolytes, isn't he? Matt Reeves.
Yeah, he has a very particular style. I'll tell you right now. This clip is going way longer than I thought it was going to go. Jeez.
Well, I mean, we've kind of ventured off into a new clip because we still need to talk about this backlash. Maybe it's a second clip.
Yeah,
or something.
second clip. So he made the Planet of the Apes movies that I don't really like.
They're good. They're good movies. I mean, they're not.
Sure, I just don't like them.
Oh God, he's doing Animal Farm.
Yeah, listen, guys. I'm not saying he's not a good director, creator. I'm saying that I personally don't like any of his movies. I don't like the new Planet of the Apes movies. They're boring. I don't like Cloverfield. I know people do. Good for you.
I get you.
I don't.
I can see it's a taste. Yeah,
Cloverfield Lane, not a fan. I'm not a fan of any movie he's ever made, in fact.
You know what's not a good sign, bro? He's doing the Animal Farm movie coming up. And I got to tell you, Daily, I think it was something just put out where Daily somebody.
Yeah, I know you mean. It's what's his name? Big podcaster. The you know, where's the beanie? Where's the beanie? Because he's not going to advertise it on his channel.
Yeah, I think somebody pulled out because Animal Farm is going to be like how communism is great and down with capitalism.
Of course.
And if Matt Reeves, who is the executive producer of that movie, okay, well, that's future stuff to talk about.
Yeah, well, so he was the producer of The Wrecking Crew, which I thought was entertaining, and I'm just like so confused.
It was okay.
Like he's obviously a very talented guy, but all of the movies that he has, like not just a producer, but like he's a director, creator, like he's a big part of it. They have a very particular style that seems a little bit slow and dark for me, and that's look, I got ADHD. It's entirely possible that you're
not wrong. You're not wrong.
But it feels slow and it feels dark, and the pacing feels slow, and it just doesn't have. And even if the movies are good, that doesn't mean they were good for me. So when I look at those and you go, oh, and now he's going to make the Batman 2, and his Batman 2 is holding up the actual proper Batman that's supposed to be in the DCU, it just fills me with anger and rage. Because I'm like, I don't want to watch that movie. I want to just move on with the proper DCU. And we can't do that because the studio thinks they can make another $2 billion off of Matt Reeves' Batman 2.
No, they're going to make about half. They're going to make like 500 million, which is still going to be a win for them. And that's going to be a problem. It's just going to screw up everything. And go ahead.
So I was just going to say, mate, One Punch Man Tolkien fan just said, it's Tim Pool that said about
it was
what
Tim
you were mentioning. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to talk about that later. This is not a today thing, but that is a big story.
All right. All right. Well, that's it for the trailer. We're going to talk about the controversy next. Let us know what you guys think in the chat and in the comment section. And look, again, you don't have to. Look, you might love the Matt Reeves Batman movie.
Sorry.
Great.
Yeah, if you do, cool.
That's great. No big deal. I just really want to move past it. And I've said this before, I like the Zack Snyder films. I think the Zack Snyder Justice League is a masterpiece. It's literally like my prime physical collection. But
literally, I like George Clooney better than freaking Robert Pattinson as
yes.
Batman. I'm sorry.
But George Clooney is done. I know he's at the end of The Flash, which is funny. But
I'm just saying.
But those movies are done. Those franchises, they can't come back. It's like when people complain, and we're going to talk about this next, people complain, well, why don't we just bring Henry Cavill back? He's not coming back. They're not coming back. Those people that made those movies aren't coming back. The studio's not hiring them back. It's not happening. So you have two options. Ready? No DC or this DC. Those are the options. And I'm not being an emotional terrorist when I say that. I'm telling you straight up. Those are your two options. A DC or no DC, because you're not getting the old DC. You're not getting George Clooney back. You're not getting Cavill back.
For people who want Cavill back, I mean, you listen. I didn't want to lose Christopher Reeves, even though we had, he had a couple of stinker movies. He was always my Superman, so I get how people feel that way. But like the comment here is Kelchiochi. Man, you got a tough name. Yeah. Thank you for this comment. Nobody gives a fuck about this new DCU. Here's the thing. I don't think we've really it's not been given a chance. Like, we got one Superman movie, and I think people are still have, Henry Cavill hangover, and the tone is different, right? And they're all hanging on this kind of, it didn't make enough money, right? Well, if it didn't make hardly any overseas dollars, when you look at the domestic numbers, it did well domestically. It's just overseas it didn't do well. And we've always had an overseas Superman problem forever and ever and ever. You can go back and we've done documentaries on it.
We've made full documentaries on the Superman overseas problem.
Right.
It's just funny. Henry Cavill is coming back as James Gunn's Batman.
You know what? I'm in.
You know what? Yeah.
I'm in.
F it. Let's do it.
I'm in. I'm in for Henry Cavill Batman. Seriously.
You know what? It'd be so funny if James Gunn hired Henry Cavill to play his Batman. I mean, think about this. No one would complain. They'd be like,
yeah, that's it. They'd be like, I'm supposed to be pissed about this? Man, I kind of like it.
Wait, what? Wait.
Jensen Ackles Batman. That's another one for me.
I would personally would like that. But if you want to shut people up online, hire Henry Cavill to play Batman.
It would. You're right.
Everyone,
that's like checkmate.
The internet would explode.
The computer would freeze.
They wouldn't know what to do. Like, everyone would collectively just be like, because they're trying to find something to complain about.
Here's the comment right here. Hembry Jeremiah, thanks for the $5. If you want Zack Snyder to stay around, you should have supported Black Adam. That is the end of it.
Yeah, it's so true. Because we were super fans of Black Adam. I remember I promoted it, bro. I made videos. It's going to make a bunch of money. It's awesome. I was so excited when they talked about Henry Cavill and they had the social media posts. I made a whole channel, an entire channel that's been partnered and monetized almost entirely because of that announcement. I was so into it. I love the old DCEU. I wish it was still here, but it's just not. And I'm not going to stop being a DC fan and just completely write off anything that happens because James Gunn is in charge and not Zack Snyder. That's silly.
Well, what's come out lately is that the whole point was that to have Superman come back was to show that Black Adam was actually more powerful than Superman, and to somehow build a universe where Black Adam was actually the alpha superhero.
That was going to be a misdirect.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Thank you. So Zach has just look. Imagine this. Imagine, you guys know me. Imagine if I got the opportunity to run the DCU, and all my friends all of a sudden were like, "Oh, you suck! Bring back James Gunn." Right? What the hell, bro? I'd be like, "Hey guys, he's gone. I'm just trying to do the right thing." I totally don't understand the insane backlash, and I feel like some of it is because people, and we're gonna talk about this next, because people keep hearing it and keep posting it, and they see the worst possible version of something. Imagine you're on Twitter or Facebook, Instagram, and all you see is people complaining about Millie Alcock or David Corn Sweat or James Gunn, just constantly never-ending astroturfing because they want something that they can't have. And regular people who don't feel that strongly about it start to feel strongly one way or the other because their algorithm is feeding them all this negative information constantly.
Well, to be fair, and I'm going to say this, Superman, this most recent Superman, wasn't even remotely near as good as the Justice League Zack Snyder cut. So the problem is when you create a masterpiece movie and then, that universe has to follow up with somebody else, no matter how good. And James Gunn's good. I mean, his stuff is different, but it's so different that, I feel the loss. Listen, if I wanted Zack Snyder to say, let him finish his vision. I was one of those people. But once they got rid of him and I realized he's never coming back, I don't have the power. We all don't have the power to resurrect him.
Right,
and so it's like, okay, at least they didn't pick some piece of shit to take over the DCU. Imagine if they had given it to like
Alex
the
Kurtzman.
Wachowski sisters, right? Imagine if
the Wachowski sisters are making the next
sisters are now doing fucking DC. Like at least it's James Gunn guy, the guy who is the mastermind behind Marvel's success.
He's the mastermind behind the Infinity Saga, which is huge.
So I mean, come on. At least we got to be like, okay, I understand you're pissed. I was pissed, but at some point you gotta put it back. You gotta put it aside and move the fuck on. At least we didn't get a complete douchebag.
People are so black and white on
some
this.
People think he is.
Like they take such a massive, they just like go all in on either hating or all in on loving. And there's no gray areas ever anymore on the internet. It's just like, I hate this. I love this. And there's like a couple people that are like, it's okay.
General viewer, you know, is going, they don't give a stuff about a universe being mapped out. All they do is they see a trailer. Oh, Supergirl. I'll go and watch that. You know, none of the online nonsense of it's complete shit because, you know, her hair was slightly blonder than it should have been in the trailer. Therefore, I'm going to kick up a massive
Why does she have roots? Isn't she super powered? Yeah. Oh my God.
Lord Toth says the man who fucked up the Infinity Gauntlet saga, fracked up. You know, what's funny is if he did, I didn't read the comics and I thought it was great. So maybe I got it wrong.
No, yeah, it was
the comics were better.
No, it was different than the comics, but it had to be. The comics were.
I still
you could not make a comics accurate movie. It would have been silly and cringe.
I still chuckle about the Zack Snyder director's cut that's 4 hours long. At least cut it.
That's true.
He literally kept.
Oh well, that's what you guys think in the chat in the comments. We're gonna end this clip and move on to the next story. Thank you so much. And by the way, I just need a quick break to change my shirt. This shirt is itching the hell out of me, dude. I am like itchy and uncomfortable. I think my wife used like, I don't know, bees to wash
why
this.
She did it?
Fire
she did it because she wanted you to end your show quicker.
Yeah, well, it's not happening. I'm just gonna take I have no shame. I'm gonna take my shirt off. Change.
I did say at the very beginning, would you guys hit the thumbs up button if Brian takes off his shirt?
Guys, take over. I'll be right back.
So
I didn't sign up to any of this freaky stuff in the show today. I gotta be honest.
Well, I did, and I don't even know if the poll is gone. See, yeah, let's look at this poll. So, would you hit the thumbs up button if Brian took off his shirt? 67% of you said yes. So, number one, you guys are all sick.
There's
people.
Freaks out there. There really are a lot of freaks out there.
The 33% of you that said no. Yeah, I'm actually. Here's the thing: I still want you to hit the thumbs up button, even if he takes.
Yeah.
It, so.
Do you know they're probably making AI videos of Brian as we speak, aren't they?
That shirt was so uncomfortable. God damn.
But you know what? Thanks for repping our logo-ish.
I tried, bro. I tried.
Yeah,
but your face was too itchy.
That's what my kids say about my beard.
Okay.
I love the conversation going on in chat today. I love the pushback and all the stuff. This is what fandom is really all about. So keep it up.
Yeah, something Kaloki said. People don't stay talented forever. Zack Snyder isn't the same guy who did Watchmen. Gunn isn't the same guy who did Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, you guys getting mad at me, but I didn't like Watchmen as much as everyone else does.
You didn't like Watchmen? Well, you know why? Because it was really adult.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah. Well, it's a different take on superheroes.
Yeah,
right?
I just don't like it as much as everyone else liked it.
But you like The Boys?
Yeah, I do.
Which is, I think, that.
But I don't like The Boys as much as everyone else does.
Oh, really? Okay.
I do like it, but I don't like it. Like everyone's like, "Oh, it was so good." I'm like, "Yeah, it's okay."
I prefer my collection of The Boys behind me there to the show The Boys.
You have a collection of boys in your room?
Well, seeing as we're going freaky.
What's going on, bro? What's behind that bookcase there, man?
I don't know, but that's hilarious what you said.
It's a dark studio.
Yeah, the thing is this. I love being a fan of things. Like, I love loving things. But I'm also not like, I don't bow to social pressure and be like, oh, I love this because everyone else loves it and everyone says it's great, so I think it's great too. I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. This part wasn't good. It's a little slow, whatever. Too many explosions. I'm probably never going to say that, but whatever. And then when everyone's like, oh, I didn't like it because I was and everyone wants to say that this was trash. I've seen trash. And the things people say are trash are not trash. They're like, okay. Or they're like, oh, they're a little subpar, but there was some entertainment value to it. But like, I've seen actual bad movies, like actual trash, garbage, waste of your time at the movie theater movies. And so when people say that, when they make these blanket statements on how bad something is, everything can't be trash, guys. Because if everything's trash, then nothing is trash. Okay.
Well, the problem is everything always will be trash because you're always going to have a segment of the population. You can't make everybody happy all the time. The internet has taught us one thing.
Right.
There will always be people who don't like something. And if you focus like they're doing, and we're going to talk about this next segment, if you focus on it, you can always talk about it. That's why you can always talk about this stuff because it always exists.
Right.
But,
yeah.
So speaking of that, let's talk about the new backlash, because there is new backlash. And of course, that is with Millie Alcock and Supergirl, because there has to be some kind of statement or something every single time. And sometimes it's totally warranted. I gotta say, when Brie Larson came out and was like, you shouldn't watch this movie because it wasn't made for you, 40-year-old white guy. Like, when she said that, I remember being like, that was the stupidest thing you could have said.
Yep.
That was the stupidest thing on the largest possible platform you could have ever have said. Immediately, it made me dislike Brie Larson and everything she's ever done, ever will do. I immediately thought, well, you just said you don't like 40-year-old white guys. And at the time, I'm a 40-year-old white guy. Well, shoot, you'll never get my money ever again.
Well, and it comes to turn out she's a lesbian, so it makes sense. She doesn't like, she was just being honest, bro. She don't like 40-year-old white guys because she likes 40-year-old white girls.
Sometimes people, actors say stupid stuff. And then you have
here's the question. Is it the actor saying stupid stuff, or is it the media asking them questions that they're answering? And in this case, I believe she was asked this question.
Well, yes, and so we're gonna get those examples. And then you had something like Renee Zellweger when she was what she said about Snow White wasn't as bad as people made it out to be. Now, does that mean she was the best casting for that role? No.
Did you say Zellweger? Renee Zellweger?
What's Zellweger? What's her name?
Different person, by the way.
Well, I'm sorry, I forgot her name. What's her
Bridget
name?
Jones Snow White.
What is the chick's name that plays
Rachel
Snow White?
Zegler.
Rachel Zegler. Renee. Sorry, my bad, guys. Rachel Zegler. Rachel Zegler didn't say anything that was too bad. It was like a little bit controversial at the best. It wasn't that bad. But the internet took it and made it a huge, horrible thing. And possibly because the casting was not great. It wasn't good casting. You wanted Snow White and not a Hispanic chick. And I get that. And then you look at someone like, what?
It was better than casting a black girl. Like, it wasn't horror. I think they were really, listen, the thing is, the girl is much, even if you don't like that girl, she got a beautiful voice. She's an excellent singer.
Right.
And guess what Snow White does? She sings. So, and she got the dark hair. I thought it was a good casting. I just think she says stupid things.
Yeah, people didn't like it. And again, I'm not the target audience. I'm not going to go watch the movie anyway. So.
I never saw it. Did it happen? Wait, has it happened?
Yeah, it came out a long time ago.
I fucking have no
last
clue.
year.
How much I don't care.
Yeah, Rachel Zegler. I can't believe I said her name wrong. And then you had Jennifer Lawrence, who said, I was the first action star. And
that's hilarious. Jennifer, shut up. Sit down. Jennifer, sit down and shut up.
Guys, okay, so that is just a person saying something stupid. And that, like, it wasn't like offensive. It was just stupid. And people went crazy about it because, of course, she's not the first female action star. Hello. That's silly. So now we get to this because
the first female action star. I mean, you could Sigourney Weaver, even though she's not the first female action star, you could almost say she's the first that brought into new cinema, right? Like she's like the first action star. But you could go back to
Cynthia Rothrock and stuff like late 80s as well. You know, that's
what's Jane Fonda, I think, or was in
Barbarella.
I mean, come on,
Yeah. Mad.
Right. Yeah. There's so many. The thing is, though, is there's controversy and there's backlash or something someone says in an interview on a red carpet or quickly out of the side of their face where they're half joking or they're half making a frustrated comment on the way things are going critically inside the media and inside the online space. And people will take those things and they make them. And what they don't understand is that's fuel for a lot of people to go crazy with on the internet. And when Rachel Zegler said what she said about, well, I don't want to have a prince that's stalking her. And, like, I know her skin was like white as snow, but like, I'm a little darker. She's sitting there reading all the comments on Instagram or whatever. And then she's on the red carpet and someone asks her a question and she just answers like a stupid young person would after reading a bunch of comments on Instagram. That's exactly what happened. And what they don't know is it made it worse because this is fuel for people that want to get clicks off of angry fans.
Well, I think you only got to see it. There's a guy who does all the interviews on the red carpet, and he did it for Academy. And every single question he asks is like hyper woke and hyper sexualized. He poses that question every single time when he catches them with it. That's the kind of arsehole that you're dealing with on a regular basis.
A lot of assholes on the red carpet.
You need a good publicist. If you're going to be out there speaking, you need a good publicist. You need a good PR person to protect you when you're answering these questions. And because they're out to make you look bad. And, and sometimes you're going to make yourself look bad. Now, what does Millie Alcock believe? That's what people really want to get to. What does she truly believe? Because if she Rachel Zegler's this shit, then everybody's going to hate her. But is this a one-time thing? What does she truly believe? Brian, let's get into it.
Yeah. All right. It's a Superman director. Backlash. Breaking news. Supergirl star Millie Alcock said she's bracing for public backlash ahead of the film's June premiere because women in fan favorite franchises often face scrutiny for simply existing.
It's not just you, babe. Okay? Maybe that sounds sexist the way I said babe like that. I'm sorry. Babe, it's not just you.
Hey, babe.
Listen, people don't like men in a lot of these roles.
Yeah.
When I tell you. The dudes are not off the hook, which Supergirl are they comparing her to? Why don't people, you guys tell me, why don't they like this Millie Alcock as opposed to another one?
Oh my gosh. And now I'm seeing people compare her to Melissa, what's her name? Bennett. Oh my God. The Supergirl from the CW.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, what we could have had.
Melissa Benoist.
Yeah. What we could have had is this person, and what we got with this. I'm like, wait a minute. Dude, the CW Supergirl was so woke.
Yeah.
It was like, are you forgetting how insane woke it was? Everyone was gay. Everyone.
I'm gonna snapshot an example of that Supergirl series. They're protecting a congressman or a senator who's on stage, and they're walking around having a conversation about their lesbian relationship while they're meant to be looking out for people that are trying to kill that guy. That's how bad that show was. I am glad we are nowhere near that, and we're probably not going to get anything like that in Supergirl, the movie.
Yeah, dude, seeing like an anti-woke person was like, oh, we could have had this Melissa, but instead we got this. I'm like,
well, who seriously? Okay, I don't take that seriously. I'm sorry. I don't take that comment seriously. I don't think the large majority of people upset about this truly believe that's the ideal Supergirl. Who is their ideal Supergirl? Is it because she doesn't have big enough boobs? Or seriously, I want to know.
I mean, that's part of it. I mean, there's people that even though it's a crap film, they love Helen Slater.
Helen Slater, right? So is that the problem? They want someone to play Helen Slater.
But Helen Slater see it. Helen Slater sort of looked a little too old to play Supergirl.
she was hot.
She was super
She was
hot. No,
hot,
she was
yeah.
super hot, but like,
And that's
she
what
looked
they
a
want.
little older than what I think Supergirl's supposed to look
And
like.
she was weak to me. Like her actions were.
And
very-
she had
didn't
bad
look
weak.
good.
Yeah.
You look in the comic books though, and you know, again,
I don't
think
know
They
what
want to
people
see. They want to see the, you know, how they're drawn. You know, the sexy Supergirl look.
They want sexy
you know,
Supergirl. I got it.
That's what they want.
I tell you what I
They're
want?
going a different route.
I want a white chick with blonde hair and blue contacts that can act. That's what I want.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, you got that here.
I don't need a porn
want to throw
star to play Supergirl. In fact, I don't want a porn star to play Supergirl. I want an actor, a real actor that knows how to act to play this character. She has to be at the very least pretty. I'm sorry, 'cause that's the character. She's got to be white and she's got to be blonde.
Well, Wonder Woman had the same problem.
Those are the three things we need for Supergirl. I think Millie Alcock fits the bill. I don't have a problem with this.
But DC, another example, if they ever do it, you're going to have exactly the same problem with Power Girl if they ever do Power Girl, because Power Girl in the comics, you know,
Power Girl has to be a porn star.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, because Power Girl in every comic is like this just buxom babe. That's like her whole thing. Like she literally just has gigantic food. I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Someone said Sasha Calle was perfect and she wasn't divisive. I liked Sasha Calle. I had no problem with her. I also liked the actor.
Let's see a picture of her.
But she didn't look like Supergirl. Let's not pretend that she looked like Supergirl, you guys.
Oh, no, she got dark hair. Why would we do that?
I've never gone back to Flash. I've never gone back to that movie.
So, guys, worse than dark hair. And again, I don't have a problem with this actress, but they also made her hair short.
Oh, was this the one in the Flash?
Yes.
Yes.
This one right here.
I didn't dig that. I mean, she's a good actress.
A good actress.
But I'm sorry. I need a blonde person to be Supergirl.
I liked her, and I would have been fine with her. The same way I was fine with Momoa playing Aquaman. I would have been like, all right, whatever. Like, as long as it's a good actor and a good story, I can probably hang with it.
Yeah.
But let's not pretend she looked like Supergirl because she doesn't.
No, I coped with it. I
coped with it.
I can't stand that Flash movie, but I was okay. I coped with it because I saw it as an Elseworlds movie.
Right.
Well,
So
because she
it
was
worked
not the
for
worst part of it either. Like there were so many
Yeah.
worse things than her.
Oh, I don't even think she was that bad. I think she was.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's hard to judge her.
She
because
actually stood out as
everything
being
was
good.
so bad.
She was one of the brighter parts of it, without a doubt. You know, two Ezra Millers. I still getting over that, quite frankly.
All right, well, let's talk about what Millie actually said here. Okay, this is her quote. And this is from a Variety Fair article.
So they asked her a question. She answered it. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. I'm not going to go to the Variety. I'm going to go to the Fox News one because it just quotes that. She goes, "We have become very comfortable." Was this what Alcock said about her experiencing across both fan-heavy franchises? We've become very comfortable with having this weird ownership of women's bodies. Alcock said she's been having dreams about standing before a tsunami, which she links to fear about leading a major superhero film. Despite her concerns, Alcock said her action reactions are out of her hands. That's a good way to look at it, by the way.
True.
She went on and said, "Of course I'm scared. Of course I want people to like me in the movie, but ultimately it's out of my control." So...
Couldn't you go back to the top? I think you missed the first part of her quote. I can't really read it if you go back.
I guess I have to go to the... What?
Go up to the top where... is that the first? Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely made me aware. What does that say?
Simply existing. I said this part.
I know, but can you go through that again? Because we talked about bunch.
It definitely made me aware that simply existing as a woman in that space is something that people comment on.
That doesn't really say anything.
No. So
that doesn't say anything.
If I go to the original Variety Fair one and not this like pin-picked one, I can probably find a better
Yeah,
quote
because here's the thing. Like, I read that and I'm like, none of this makes any sense. What the hell is she trying to say? Like, I don't understand how she's answering the question. People just locked onto the we're judging women's bodies, and I'm like, I don't even understand what she's saying there.
So here's the full. Let me just read the whole thing. Millie Alcock's mind was working overtime. This is the quote. "I kept getting these crazy dreams, this image of me at the foot of a tsunami. She says from the safety of her couch in London, I must have had the tidal wave that comes from starring as a canonical superhero. Of course, I'm scared, she says. Of course, I want people to like me in the movie, but ultimately, it's out of my control. She's surrendered. She's surrendered to adoration. What'd you say?
Perfect answer.
Yeah. She surrendered to adoration before, in 2021, Alcock left her native Australia to film Game of Thrones prequel series House of the Dragon in Britain. Then Alcock landed Sirens. It's okay. Netflix sardonic limited series. Now, scared or not, Alcock has posed for her biggest break yet in Warner Brothers' Supergirl this June. This is what she says. We struggled financially. She's talking about at the age of 13, going to talent agencies. We struggled financially, so it was really pushed me to be assertive. My mother instilled this blind confidence in me. If those idiots can do it, why can't you? Hell yeah. You preach.
Yeah.
Her words, not mine. It just lit a fire under my arse. I love the way you guys say ass over there, bro. It's the best.
Arse.
Arse. Arse. During her senior year of high school, Alcock nabbed a role in Australian series Upright. Blah, 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 blah. Quitting school for TV was a tough sell for Alcock's mother. She told me to do it, says Alcock. Her mother is dyslexic. Alcock, too, struggled academically. I was bad at school and was branded as naughty. We have this, the way you guys speak is awesome. We have this weird halo effort that that if you're a clever kid academically, then therefore you're good. Acting was the only thing I was given the halo for.
Okay, blah, 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 yeah.
And blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah,
After,
blah,
okay,
blah.
so she was given this incredible responsibility. After a cameo appearance in Last, she's given this. So her character is given this incredible responsibility and doesn't know how to deal with it. So she kind of suffocates herself and goes on this long journey of self-discovery. Okay, it was only when the promotion ended and her tsunami nightmares abated that Alcock realized, that's me, man. I'm the mess, or rather, she used to be. I'm not the mess anymore. Okay. She's talking about her character, not her, right?
Right. I think she's comparing her character to her. So
Millie, when you're going to do an interview with Vanity Fair, be very careful. They are looking for the clicks. They're looking for the bad stuff to put out.
yeah, and I'm trying. Okay, here's the part about women's bodies. It definitely made me aware that simply existing as a woman in that space is something that people comment on. We have become very comfortable having this weird ownership of women's bodies. I can't really stop them. I can only be myself.
Okay, full stop. So what she said there was fucking ridiculous. Listen, it's not about having control of your bodies. Okay, men aren't trying to control your bodies. Men want women who look like their version of the character that they want. Okay, and it's not about control over bodies. It's about, listen, if we want a Henry Cavill Superman who's got, when he took his shirt off, everybody was like, oh my God, look at that. How the hell did his body get like that? Right. We want a Supergirl, or some people will want a Supergirl that's voluptuous and more like the comic book characters. That's not about ownership.
Yeah, no, Supergirl's not voluptuous though. I don't know what people are talking about. She doesn't.
Well, she's going to be more voluptuous than Millie Alcock for sure.
I agree with you on that, Shane. I mean, I've got fed up with all of this nonsense about, we're after like lechy, dirty men, like after their bodies. We want that.
I don't like that. Yeah.
It's like another example is we never hear the backlash of, look at Hemsworth for Thor: Love and Thunder, where he's doing that scene with his clothes off. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. But on the flip side of it, suddenly there's a problem with women doing these roles. Look, there isn't that nonsense going on. Yes, you're going to get a small minority of arseholes that are like that. That's just life.
Yeah,
that's just the world. But the fact of the matter is, you signed up to do this. You're being compensated very well for doing this.
Yeah, but
role.
what's the question for though? I'm a little confused.
Did they ask a question on it?
So they go after House of the Dragon, Alcock, which swore she would. It feels like this feels right out of context, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Alcock, who swore she'd never do another big franchise project, but when she didn't work for after a year, After the conclusion of Sirens, professional anxiety began to creep in. This is a quote. I was so shit scared that my life was over at 22, and of course it wasn't. When the opportunity to play Girl of Steel came along, she says, I kind of bullied myself into it. On directors like Scorsese saying superhero movies suck, whenever a new wave comes along, there's going to be criticism towards it, says Alcock.
I get it.
Not every film is for everyone. The beauty of the arts can be selective. And then that quote, I'm confused. Where in the interview did the body question come out?
Yeah, so it was probably something that was just, they didn't put their question in there. That's the problem. They wanted that quote in there because they knew it was going to get traction about bodies. Okay, two things to say, because about the second part I think is important. Number one, women are the ones who obsess over other women and the way they look. Okay, let's be clear here. All of those magazines on the racks, all of this is women obsessing over women. Men do not obsess or control women over the way they look. Most of us don't even give a shit. We're like, cool, she's hot, she's not. We don't care. Women are constantly obsessing over that. The reason Millie is obsessing about her body's being controlled is because that's the way women think about, they're constantly judging themselves in that way. It's not us judging you. You know, most of us think, okay, yeah, she's a passable, superhero, because people aren't saying she's the ideal, perfect Supergirl, you're going to have self-doubt. Well, guess what? Guess where her self-doubt comes from? It's in the next section. Her self-doubt comes from the fact that she wants to be a great actress, like all actors and actresses want to become. They want to be the best. And sometimes playing superheroes isn't going to get you the thespian glory that, of a Meryl Streep or a Denzel Washington. Okay. So that's what she's struggling with here. So she accepted Supergirl, but because she needed the money and she wanted to keep acting and it's a high profile role, but she's scared she's never going to be a great actress because she took this and she's talking about, all the bad things people said about superhero movies recently.
I get that. And again, you can have great actors that take on roles, but, we're not being sexist or, we're leering over you when we ask certain questions. It's just, if they announce tomorrow that, Rosie O'Donnell is Supergirl, I would be asking the question, why she looks nothing like Supergirl, because she's extremely overweight. Whereas that's a critical opinion on someone performing the role. Now I've got no problem with the casting of this movie at all.
None of us. I don't think most of us did.
I mean, so the movie is basically a version of Woman of Tomorrow. Well, there is right there. That's Woman of Tomorrow on the left. That's Alcock on the right. What's the problem?
Well, again, that is, and you've made the point there. When I was talking about earlier, Supergirl, there have been eras of Supergirl in the comic books where they've made her look more sexy. But from what they're adapting, you're right. That isn't like super large breasts and ultra sexy woman. That's just a young teenage girl that is trying to be a hero in a movie, in a comic book,
right?
That's I've got no problem with that, and I've got no problem with the casting.
What have we told for years, guys? Stop adopting comics and characters that no one likes. You have the data on what was sold. Adopt comics, characters, and stories that people bought and care for. Well, what do? They're like, I want to make a Supergirl movie. Let's go do one of the most profitable Supergirl comics of modern times. And they did. I don't understand. What is the backlash?
And it's not going to be everybody's favorite Supergirl comic, and that's the problem. So the people who this is not my favorite are vocal, and the problem is because every Tom, Dick, Harry, and Jane now has a voice in the world. You're going to hear them all. And this is where we get back to, what do you choose to focus on? Millie, if you sit there and read the comments, you're always going to get negative comments.
Yeah, that's all you're going
to get. And you can't focus. These actors and these people need to start focusing on the things they want to. Otherwise, you're going to feed the machine. And trust me, the clicks are coming if you feed the machine. So it's their own damn fault.
I agree with what you said a few minutes ago as well, Shane, about the PR management for these stars, because from that article there, she's clearly talking about she has an anxiety about playing the role. There should be people that are literally looking after her. And when a stupid question is asked like that and going, no, sorry, we're not answering that question. That's got nothing to do with the movie whatsoever. It's got nothing to do with Millie. I'm sorry, move on. That's what used to happen. But I think we're in an era now where these PR management companies, a lot of them, I would say, and again, I've got no evidence to back this up, so I'm happy to be corrected. A lot of them are captured as well, that they will allow questions like that. And they shouldn't. Protect your star.
Yeah, they especially the young actors that on their off time are scrolling these social media sites. And of course, especially girls are not able to compartmentalize. And they're like just looking at all the hyper, toxic nerds. I don't like this. I don't like the dog stuff. James Gunn sucks. Bring back Zack Snyder. And she's like, oh. And then she turns around and they're like, how you doing today? Millie, you ready for your interview? And she's like, yes. Oh, damn it.
Tidal wave. I'm having dreams about a tidal wave.
How do you feel about playing Supergirl? I'm drowning. I'm drowning. Like, I don't know, man. Like, this is not as bad as what Brie Larson, Rachel Zegler, or even Jennifer Lawrence said. Jennifer Lawrence just said something stupid.
I don't like the body control quote. Now, I don't know where that came from or why.
We don't even have the full. Yeah, we don't have the full interview. It just jumps into the middle of the quote.
But she said it, and this is the problem. Like, and because there's no context to it. Like, okay, I'm sorry, Millie. Are you one of those girls that's like thinks that every dude? Have you bought it? And now what's happening is the culture war is saying, okay, so what you're saying is that you believe that all men are misogynist pieces of shit. Basically, that's what you're saying. And that's the question now we have, because we saw that quote. And of course, everybody talking about this is going to lead with it, and they're going to go into it, and they're going to start to judge her. So until she clears it up and says something else or lets us know how she feels, we don't know what she means, because that article is not clear.
This article is not clear. This random quote, like, I'm not joking, you guys. Look at, if you're on the screen, here's the quote. Ready? Has the famously fickle Game of Thrones fandom prepared Alcock for the inevitable backlash she'll face? That's the whole question? No, there's something missing. Because before that and after that has nothing to do with that quote. Nothing.
See, they were more interested in painting the picture of the article instead of getting with the facts. Yeah, I think Lord Thoth makes a really good point here. Just what we need, another dark, messy superhero. And, I think that's behind a lot of what people are frustrated about, because I will admit, even when I listen 1 sec. When I got to the end of Superman and I saw Supergirl come in and she was all trashed out and drunk, and I didn't like that look. Now, as I've learned more that she's a troubled, and maybe this is her origin story and she's got issues. I don't know about the comics, but at least it's more relatable to me now. Now, if it's not comics accurate, then I can see why people would say, oh, great, it's dark. It's like Star Trek where we're doing victim, it's all dystopian. What happened to the hope?
It is comics accurate to the comic they're adapting.
So if that's the case, then we have to accept that. But yeah, I'm a Christopher Reeves guy. I'm a Michael Keaton guy. Yeah, I remember when it was about the positivity and the hope of superheroes. But that's changed.
And wait a minute. Yeah. So the reason I said wait a minute is because the same people saying dark, messy superheroes are the same people that criticized David Cornsweet's Superman for being good.
Who's Superman? Say again?
David Cornsweet's Superman for being like the happy-go-lucky, bright type.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You've got this. You can't make everybody happy.
Yeah, you can't have both. You can't have it both ways.
You're always
but fandom
negative.
Fandom is ultimately selective on what they choose to remember, because I'm a massive Keaton fan and I'm a Batman comic books fan, but you watch Batman back, he kills people. He blows up an entire factory with people in it, but people conveniently forget that because in the comic books, he doesn't kill. But, this movie, he does kill, but we're fine with that because it was a damn good movie. But
I think most of these things get blown out of the water as long as you make it good. All the pre-complaints and all that, most reasonable people just go like, eh.
If it's good, it's gone. This is irrelevant. It's part of history, isn't it? Yeah, it's dumb.
But if it's just okay, then this will hurt it.
So yeah, this comment here, it's not traditional Supergirl, and I think it's a modern take on Supergirl. And so I don't know what the traditional Supergirl is supposed to be like. And maybe if you're a fan of Supergirl, this might upset me too. I don't know. So I guess it depends on which camp you're in. And I guess we have to watch the movie and say, okay, if this is not, I'm never going to get Christopher Reeves Superman back ever. Even David Corenswet Superman wasn't Christopher Reeves Superman. So I don't know. I don't know if we can ever get back. We can never go home. What's that whole song? I can never go home.
We can never go home.
Yeah. And maybe that's part of the problem.
I think like for me, I mean, last week I was watching an animated movie I love, Superman Unbound. Where it's got Brainiac in it, and obviously Supergirl plays a very important part in that, which I think they'll adapt elements of it for the upcoming movies. But Supergirl in that is, I think, what a lot of people are seeing Supergirl as in their minds and seeing Millie Alcock and how they're going down the run that they're adapting is different to that, and I think that's part of the problem. He just says it here in the comment. I've been collecting Supergirl since her first appearance. I almost own a complete run of Adventure Comics after issue 180. So guys like Lord Thoth are going to look at this and go, that's not my Supergirl.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But was Sasha Kal-El?
I'm sure Lord Thoth would say that's not his Supergirl either.
Yeah. Melissa, whatever her name is. Like, have we real question, have we ever had a live action version of your Supergirl?
No, and it goes back to what you were saying a couple of minutes ago, Shane. You're never going to please everybody. Nobody is ever going to get exactly what they want. We don't get that. Even if you had a banger Star Trek series, not everybody's going to get what they want. It's the same across all medium in the comic books, sci-fi, all of it. It's just the same. This is their version of it. All that we can do is judge it when we watch it.
Yeah, it's a good point. I got to be honest with you guys. After I watched the last Superman movie, the David Corenswet Superman movie, now I've seen every iteration of Superman on the big screen, and I have my feelings about each one of them. And I walked away. This is very interesting for me. I walked away from that movie feeling like, and this is going to be weird, feeling like movies were back. Like I had this weird optimism in me about movies that I was really down on them before that movie came out. And I was actually pretty like, fuck movies. I just don't want to watch them. And then all of a sudden I saw that movie, and I don't know why, because I know he's not the best Superman. I know, but I walked away from that movie and I thought about that movie for probably 2 weeks, just randomly walking around and the feeling that it gave me. And let me tell you something, whether or not it's your favorite, if a movie makes you feel like that, then you got to hold on to it, and you got to give them a chance on the next one, I think.
And this is the kind of stuff we're talking about, guys. Like, look at this chat here. No, there are no gray areas here. First off, everything has gray areas, whether you like it or not. Okay. So when you say there are no gray areas here, that's just it.
What does that mean? I'm sorry.
Factually incorrect. Let me give you relevance. I'm just starting here.
Oh, okay.
No, there are no gray areas here. Everything has gray areas. Period. The end. Gunn made Superman extremely camp in tone, with no memorable relevancy in the scenes, as it might as well have been marketed toward a 3-year-old. We get it, you didn't like it, but like, look at this extreme reaction that you have. Now, was that a real reaction because you watched the movie and decided on your own that you didn't like it? Or are you a little bit primered by a bunch of people that wanted to get clicks? So they talked a bunch of shit before the movie even came out, and you went in that movie with expectations, and your entire thought process was, there are no gray areas here. This movie sucks.
Yeah, we can't help it. Sometimes we do that. Like I like to go into movies not hearing everybody else's opinions, because I want to get my own thing. But there are times when I hear a movie is shit, I start looking for the shit when I sit down. So I think it's impossible for people to not do that. I luckily got to go into Superman without any expectations, and I just got my feeling out of it. Not the best Superman ever, but I just kind of enjoyed it. I don't know.
Well, again, and I do miss the times, this is the downside of social media where, that every film that comes out now, there is media about it left, right and center, what the person's eating in a restaurant,
Right.
what they think about this, what they think about that. I remember going, when I went to watch Batman, I didn't know Michael Keaton. I as a youngster, I'd seen him in a couple of things, but I didn't know much about him. All I saw was Batman in the cinema, and I adored it. And again, that Batman movie is an example of gray areas. Comic book fans adored it, but Joe Chill didn't kill his parents. The Joker killed his parents in that movie.
Right.
So that's another example of a gray area that people adore the movie, but they could actually understand it's different to the comic books.
Yeah, it doesn't fit the canon. Everything has gray areas. Everything. There is no pure black and pure white. That's just not the way it is. There are going to be good. Your favorite movies has things that aren't 100% canonically correct to its franchise, or there's a little bit of darkness and drama when it came to the way that movie was created. There's some slimy, shisty, shady shit that had to happen. Look, guys, we made documentaries. We have never made a documentary about a movie that didn't have something behind it that was a little bit off at the minimum. Everything. Your favorite films have some drama and some shady stuff behind the scenes. Every one of them does.
This is not to say that that Supergirl is going to be great. It could be bad. It could still end up being a bad movie. I mean, think about Marvel. The first Thor movie was not very good, if I recall, or the second Thor movie. They were not good. The
second Thor movie was horrible.
It was not good. So you're not going to have all winners, but I mean, you go back and look at what Gunn's done, and we've said this 100 times before. Everything's pretty darn good. We've mostly enjoyed what he's done. So I mean, until he fucking disappoints me, I'm just going to go forward optimistic about it, I guess.
I like what Matt says. Only a Sith deals in episodes. Let's go. Speaking of, on the way out, you guys like Thor: Dark World? Are you crazy?
Really?
It's fine. I hate the movie, but
everybody.
Christopher Eccleston as a dark elf as well.
Oh my God, Thor: Dark World is better than James Gunn. What? That is a hot take, bro.
Before we end this, are we at the end of this thing?
Yeah, I want to show you this. So this is Sophie Turner playing Laura Croft. You know what I see? I don't see my pixelated boobs. I'm a little mad.
Well, because that's what the character was. I mean, there's only one true version of Laura Croft, and she's got a great butt and boobs. I mean, if the character doesn't have that, what are we doing? There's no other version.
What are we doing here?
Right?
What are we doing?
I just have to say, Sophie Turner for me.
At least she has the right color hair.
I've never been a Sophie Turner fan.
Never have I.
Not even in Game of Thrones.
I disliked her in Game of Thrones.
No, I never was.
Hated her as Jean in X-Men.
I
hated it. But here's the thing. I just took over this. So I did put up a poll. Are you looking forward to the new Supergirl movie? And from the people watching on our channel here, we had a 38% yes and a 62% no. So overwhelmingly negative feelings about this movie coming up. And so I guess we'll just have to see what happens go forward. But I do believe this movie has uphill battle to success, because we did not talk about some of the rumors about all the reshoots and the endings.
Because we didn't talk about it because it's all fake. Every one of those tweets. Listen, hold up. Okay, let's talk about it quick.
But to be fair, to paint this correctly, you are a DC fanboy and you want this to work.
No.
You have a little bit of rose-colored.
Wait a minute. No, I'm not saying that. I'm going to tell you the facts. Ready? Okay. Every one of those accounts has no connection to anything in Hollywood. They only ever post rage bait, pure rage bait.
That's fair.
There isn't a single reputable source, whether it's news or social media, from someone with a reputable track record that actually posted anything about screeners. Every single one of those viral tweets and viral posts that everyone's reposting and posting and reposting are from people that just post bait.
So can we be
You
fair to
cannot
say-
agree. You cannot believe the Twitter eggs that just mine content by saying egregious nonsense. Can't do it.
No, you're 100% right, but it's become so prevalent that you have to ask yourself, are we being transparent enough or knock down these rumors or something? Because I got to be honest with you, it's starting to paint a bad flavor about this movie, regardless of whether it's true or not. It's seeping through into the regular daily.
This happened with Superman too. This exact same thing happened to Superman.
Feels more here. I don't know why.
Because it's current. It literally happened. I have videos about it on Superman from 2 years ago.
When it's out, guys, and people have been to see it, can you guys put a poll up to get a reaction at that point of how people feel about the movie?
Yeah.
Because I'd be quite interested to see what the polling response is after they've seen it compared to now.
Yeah, because I do
Whether
think
that
we have
shifts.
enough reasonable people. I think most people, especially people who watch us, they aren't going to go into the movie. If it's good, they're not going to like stubbornly say it was bad, even if it was pretty good. I think they'll be honest.
No, what they'll do is they just won't talk about it, dude. That's what that's what a lot of the grifter people do, like the rage merchants.
Not our fans.
Not our fans. But rage merchants, if it was like okay, good, it wasn't all the woke stuff that they claimed it was.
They'll stop talking.
They'll
move
just
on to the
stop
next
talking about it. They'll move on to the next thing.
They'll talk about how much money it's not making.
They'll be like, "Oh, it didn't make any money." That's what they'll do.
Worldwide, it didn't make it.
I'm just trying to be honest, you guys. Yes, I do. I am a fan of James Gunn. I'm not a simp. There's not everything that makes it perfect, but I am a fan of James Gunn. I also was a fan of Zack Snyder. I'm also a fan of movies that people aren't a fan of, and it's okay to like a movie or dislike a movie or think a movie is okay or great or bad. Those are all normal things. But you know what I'm really a simp for, what I'm really honest about, what I love is honesty. And I don't like it when people for money put bullshit out on social media and on YouTube. They post fake things and they talk about fake things. There are YouTubers that will look at a tweet posted by a parody account and literally report that as news. That is not okay. It makes us look bad. It makes you look bad. And only the people who aren't paying attention buy that shit as real. And when enough people do that, it becomes this viral sensation that everyone just buys as fact. Because if you say a lie enough, then people will believe it.
Well, it's
negativity sells more than positivity, doesn't it? That's the
what are you supposed to do, guys? John, Brian, what are you supposed to do? Because there's no way to verify any of this stuff, and you're reading it because you're going through your social media feeds. What are you supposed to do if you're today's, social media followers? At some point, you need a little bit of transparency, and I just don't think that we're always going to get that.
Yeah, have your own thought process on it. Don't listen to us. Don't listen to any other
Critical
YouTuber.
thought.
Go and see it yourselves, and then critical
Go see it
thought on
yourselves.
how you feel about it.
Like Crime 101 I saw last night, and it was crap, but okay.
No, but like seriously, this is what we do, right? People go, well, I heard it. It's common knowledge that there has been many screeners for Supergirl. Okay,
but isn't that common?
Here's the question, ready? Where's a single reputable source of that information?
That's the problem. The studios hide all that shit.
The studios shouldn't have to come out and fight against Twitter eggs, unverified Twitter eggs about screeners.
But when it starts, now I get it, some small, but once it gets to the level that it is now, where it's starting to be reported in the news, it's starting to be reported across media that it's having problems.
But it's not. It's being reported on Cosmic Book News and GFR.
But
it's not real news, bro.
Brian,
these
I
are
get
fake
it, but
sites.
it's being picked up by Google, it's being picked up by Yahoo, and it's being shown.
Because those are aggregators that aggregate content. It's not really being newsed.
Regular people don't know that, though.
Yeah.
So what happens is now you're getting. Listen. At what point does it become a marketing problem for your studio when this shit starts to seep out? That you have to at what point the director Gillespie's going to have to come out and be like, "Hey, look, we haven't even had any screener. It's happened before. Hey, I don't know
it was Superman.
We haven't even had a screener for this movie.
They said that was Superman.
Chill out.
Yeah.
Huh?
When the Superman thing happened, James Gunn was like, "Guys, what are you talking about? We haven't done any screeners outside of the editing stuff."
They're going to have to come out and say something at some point.
I think you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't know, because there's so much of it now that it will just keep going. I think if you're a studio now, you've just got to basically just try and rise above it, put out your product, because I honestly don't think, I think there's a lot of people online that if they came out and did that though, it fuels their fire. So they come even harder at it. And go, this proves proves that that they've got a problem with the movie, you know, because they've come out and done this.
That's so
you
true.
know?
That is true. You lose. But there has to be a threshold at some point where the movie, where you're starting to, you might hurt the movie, and you shouldn't take all your information from Twitter. Okay, you shouldn't. You know, I say you don't even deal with it until it seeps into, you know, all of a sudden Variety and all these different places are starting to like put out articles. You know, an insider reveals that that it's not going so well for the screeners.
Here you guys. Here's a tweet that has 8,000 hearts posted yesterday. Another test screening for James Gunn's Supergirl revealed the movie is a complete mess and was deemed unwatchable. Warner Brothers is nervous about the movie and might lose $350 million if the movie underperforms. It's from an account called Culture Fake. It's a parody account that only posts bullshit. People believe it and they're retweeting this as retweets. Like, oh my God, see guys?
Because you don't know. Because so what? You don't look at the name of the culture. You don't know what the fuck that means. This is the problem.
It says fake in the title.
They have to stop. They have to stop paying people for clicks on Twitter. It's becoming ridiculous, frankly speaking. There's a guy, I don't know who it is. He's pretty new. He's now started just grabbing like Tim Pool and Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker stuff that they said like 5 years ago, and like bringing out the comment and saying, "What do you think?" And he's starting to get a whole bunch of clicks, and people are engaging him.
This guy Gums, who has almost 300,000 followers, posts it, and he has to know. This influencer has to know that this is bullshit, right? But he doesn't. Instead, he goes, "Whoa, Hollywood needs to learn a hard lesson." Bro, you know that this guy knows that Culture Fake is a bullcrap parody account, right?
Yeah. Well, I think so. I would think so. The problem is I wouldn't have looked at. I would have looked at the research, but I wouldn't have saw Culture Fake, and I would have been like, maybe I would have questioned it. But I'm looking for a link. I'm looking, where did they get their information from? But if you're intentionally posting information that is wrong or intentionally wrong, fuck those accounts. Okay, the Babylon Bee, we know that they
entire
post,
tweet.
This is not parody.
This is just a statement of nonsense.
A lie.
There's
a lie, straight up. What?
Same on YouTube. There's channels out there, and they got like 10,000 views, and it'll be like, oh, breaking news about this production, super secret private meeting about the future of this series, and it's like, so it's a super secret private meeting. How the bloody hell do you know about it then?
But see, the video's long enough that we can, you can look at the source, you can do that, but on a tweet you can't. Where's the community note here?
No, there's a community note. Yeah. But it's auto. Yeah, there's a bunch of community notes actually. Here we go.
I trust community notes a hell of a lot more than I trust.
Well, because they actually put like links like to comic book movie and
so instead of getting upset about it, just be one of those voices going, you know what, you're a tool. Stop posting.
This account identifies as a parody in its bio.
But this is not a parody. That's not a parody post. A parody post would be making fun of it. It wouldn't be continuing telling untruthful information.
Here's the community. His account identifies as a parody in its bio. Supergirl is directed by Craig Gillespie and not James Gunn. Test screenings have received mixed reactions rather than being deemed unwatchable, and then links to comicbookmovie.com and blah, blah.
It's not parody. I'm sorry.
No, it's not. It's not parody. Anyways, let us know what you guys think in the comments and in the chat.
We're getting all upset here.
I'm getting all angry about it. I don't know why I'm so mad, but I'm just mad that like people with followings they just quote tweet something that's totally unverified, and they add all kinds of eyes and fire to something that's not real. And they do it all the time, dude.
It's easy clicks.
And then I have to contend with with people that are like, oh, this is what I said. Oh God,
they look
where?
at it as they're not responsible. They look at it, I didn't create it. Well, you passed it on. It's the same old bull. It's like, you know what it is? It's like back they used to tell you back in school, don't pass rumors. Like you don't know if it's true or not. Right? They used to tell you this as a kid. You know, don't pass on. That's disgusting. Don't do that. Well, guess what? We're doing it still. So
yeah.
All I do know this is I'll be at Supergirl watching it, and I'll tell you, I'm honest right now. We will give you our honest opinion.
If it's bad, I'm going to tell you it's bad.
If it's bad, we're going to tell you it's bad. You know what we're not going to do? We're not going to all of a sudden disappear. No, I'm serious. We're not going to be like, well, it wasn't.
If it's bad, you're saying if it's bad?
Yeah, like we were like, well, we got to give it a chance, guys. We wouldn't all of a sudden be like,
you told me I could.
We'd be like, no, we're gonna be like, I guess you guys are right. I guess that sucked. Like, we're gonna be honest.
Like, hey, you guys had it right. Lord Thoth, you were right. She's a crappy Supergirl.
Yeah, that didn't work. That did not work. Boy, that was disappointing.
Where's John gone?
Yeah, we'd be very honest about it. And I think that's all I can tell you is, like, first off, all of this is someone's opinions, right?
Yeah.
People are going to like something, dislike something, not like whatever. But what Matt said, only a Sith deals in absolutes, is the perfect quote. Because while we all have different tastes on what we think a good Supergirl or Superman or Batman or whatever is like, we have to be honest with each other. So if we're able to talk and have an honest opinion with each other and not just spit bullcrap from unverified sources, but actually have an honest opinion and respect each other's opinions, subjective things can't be a right or a wrong.
Yeah.
Subjective can't be right or wrong. It can, but be honest.
Be genuine.
And that's my biggest problem, is that there are people on YouTube that are not genuine. They're not authentic. And they rile people up, and they get all kinds of clicks, and they get this rage merchant grifter thing going. And the second it is no longer a viable mine for content, they just stop talking about it. And you know what? That's exactly what CNN does. That's exactly what Legacy News does. They do the same exact thing. And you know what? And when they're wrong, they hide their follow-ups on page 45 where no one's ever going to see it. And they move on. And they know that we have a short attention span, so they go out of their way to mine you for your rage and then leave you with blue balls when nothing happens.
Well, we got to hold those people accountable. So when it is good, say, hey, so you said it was going to be bad. Is it good? Is it bad? What happened? You got to hold them accountable. And you know what's great about everybody having a voice? We can do that. Right. So we need to do that with these, when they come back and say, oh, hold on a second.
Like I said, Brian, I like you, but I don't agree with you. It's okay.
That's okay. Good. That's the way. Yes.
That's the way it should be. I like you too. And I don't agree
with you. Based on what,
actually, I don't really have any way to not agree with you.
Well, it's like Stargate SG-1. I hate emancipation, and Brian absolutely adores it. We disagree on that.
That's true. That's true.
That's why you secretly hate each other.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I have not seen Dark World in decades, so maybe you're right. I'll watch it, and I'll come back next week and tell you what I thought about Thor: The Dark World.
You know what's funny is if you go back and look at movies from 2 decades ago, they're almost always better than the new movies out right now.
That's true.
Even when we thought they were bad.
Okay, moving on to the next thing. Let us know what you guys think in the chat and in the comment section. You guys excited about Supergirl, or have you bought all the culture fake tweets out there? I don't know. Let us know. Bye.
I bought them.
Yeah, you see, that's what I'm talking about. This is what annoys me the most, is having to correct the record so gosh dang often.
Well, but we don't know if it's wrong or not. There's so many of them. Dude, at what point are there so many of them do you go, if there's smoke, there's fire, right?
I ask? Where's the source?
Refuting it.
Give me a single source. No, people do refute it, but you don't see those refutes. Because your algorithm is only feeding you the stuff that gets clicks.
You know what the source is? My inside contact. I mean, nobody does their sources, bro.
What is I always forget that guy who just talks bollocks. I always forget. Anyways, there's a guy that John and I have actively Shane on too. We've talked about it, and he always does this thing where he goes, "My super secret inside source at Amazon said they're rebooting a movie with what I'm trying to be vague so people don't know what I'm talking about." But he will say that's like really elaborate thing, and it's impossible to verify.
Yeah.
Give themselves enough wiggle room.
And then
to
at
be
the very
right or
end, they
wrong.
go, "But it's possible it might not happen because the lawyers." And you're like, so I
give
just
themselves an out.
watched you speak bullshit for 14
They give an out.
minutes.
They give
Right.
themselves an out. Yeah.
And then they get to the end and they go, "But if the lawyers get a hold of it, this might not happen. We'll see. What do you think?" And you're like, motherfucker, nothing you said has any substance, and you just wasted 20 minutes of my life.
Yeah.
It bothers me so much people do that.
Doomcock, LOL.
I didn't say Doomcock.
but that's not who we were talking about anyways. But yes, Doomcock was really good at that.
Doomcock was very good at that.
He was the boss.
He
He was
like
the original, I think.
Yeah, Doomcock was like who's a very good basketball player? The Michael Jordan of doing that.
There you
go. He was very, very good at that. I remember we made like an April Fool's joke video where we like copied his voice and all that. And people were so mad at us for like 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, Black 25. Watch the show we did yesterday. He says, "I pray they never reboot Stargate SG-1." Watch the show we did with Darren from Gate World yesterday. There's a link in here somewhere. I'd be curious to know what people think after hearing what we talked about, because I think Stargate SG-1 I think the new Stargate series actually has a chance to change the future of science fiction on television. Hopefully.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool. All right, let me get this next thing set up here.
Doomcock was right. Sorta, sometimes.
I mean, it's very hard to say if he was right or not because he always gave himself an out.
Well, the state of Hollywood has continued to decline pretty much. Maybe it's flattening out now, but
right.
They've been calling. He called it a long time ago, but
he wasn't the first one to say that, man. Plenty of people said that.
He was the first one to make it look cool.
Okay. Just gonna pull this up.
And Kellen Farouk's looking forward to watching his movie tomorrow. He's got his The Crow 4K copy. Fantastic, nice. Superb movie. And I'm saying the proper Crow, not the remade Crow that wasn't the Crow.
Well said.
What? Not Fat Crow?
Are we talking about Russell Crowe again? What?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we're talking about the Crow, comic book legend.
Yeah.
The Crow.
Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
The one Crow. One Crow to rule them all.
And in the darkness bind them.
Some exec in Hollywood now has seen this and they're going, do you know what? That's not a bad idea. A Crow Lord of the Rings combination movie would work really well, actually.
Get both audiences in, and we'll add a romance story so we get the girls in, and we'll put a toy figurine. So, this Rocky thing did really well for Project Hail Mary. Maybe we could have like we'll do a Crow like animated thing. Yeah, that'll be great.
All right. So, by the way, the next topic we're going to talk about, we have not verified. We have no idea where it comes from.
Oh.
I do have a lot of posts on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and LGBTnation.com, but I have no verifiable source for this actor saying that. I want to be clear. There is no verification of this quote from this actor, but everyone is talking about this. It's being posted all over the place. And so I'm going to tell you in the top of this video, We're going to talk about the quote he says, what he says, and whether I agree with it. But I'm going to be very clear.
Allegedly.
He allegedly said this. I have no proof, and I looked. No proof on what he said or where. And if you have it, please hit the chat or the comments with it. I'd love to see it. But this is what's being talked about on all these places. And it might have just been some dude that made a meme and posted on Instagram or something. And now it's being shared to the point where everyone just thinks it's news.
So we're not going to assume that he did it until we get a verification, but it's going to be fun to talk about if he did say it.
That's correct.
Because this is
So according to the actor that plays Jadon, whatever his name is. What is his name? Jaden?
Jaden.
Oh, Jaden.
Yeah.
Gaten. So Gaten, he said, being gay was the perfect evolution for Klingons, says actor, criticizing racist and closed-minded fans who couldn't accept it.
So how did the Klingons reproduce?
I got to be honest with
through
you,
their buttholes.
That feels like bait, guys. I'm just saying, like,
definitely it feels like bait.
To have him come out, you would have to be so unaware to come out and say something like that, because the truth of the matter is, and now why wouldn't it surprise me if he said this? Now, I cannot verify if this actor is actually gay or not. Do we know if the actor?
Yes, he is. Yeah,
he is gay. He's come out as gay.
He's super gay.
Okay, so if he's actually gay, now this does not surprise me at all.
It's like a Transformer Plus. He is super gay.
Okay. Okay. So look. I don't honestly. There are people who are just gay, and then there are people who are super gay, right?
Right. Yeah. He's super gay.
There are. We can. That's qualification. I don't know if he's super gay or if he's just a gay guy. But here's the thing: when you are gay, okay, or any of the alphabet things, and you're in Hollywood, you have been given carte blanche to say, feel, and do whatever you want. You are the height of entitlement. And I believe what happens with a lot of these folks is their identity becomes about their sexuality. I don't know why that is. I don't feel like, and we've said this before, I don't feel like my identity is being heterosexual at all. I think I'm kind of a fat white guy who watches way too many movies. I identify as a fat white guy who makes too many movies. I don't identify my heterosexuality at all. But for some reason, gay people tend to identify themselves as that. So would it surprise you at all if in his thinking, in his mind, because he's gay and he thinks about being gay all the time, and I'm gay, this is what I do. Gay is that looks gay. This looks gay.
Oh my God, let's clip this. Someone clip this.
Imagine if somebody said, well, Klingons, I mean, look, their natural evolution is gay. I mean, you're already thinking that all the time about everything. So why wouldn't you think that their evolution would be to be gay? Right?
Yeah, there are groups of gay people that really believe like they're the next evolutionary step of human. So I can
I've heard that.
I've heard that.
Sorry, it's been happening for thousands of years.
It's not possible.
No, it is. It's in the Bible. It's in all kinds of shit. So it's been happening.
No. What I said was being the next evolutionary step is not possible.
Well, it would have already evolved, guys.
Yeah, because if it's a mutation, then it's already have happened.
Can I time travel back to the 80s when the most important thing we talked about Klingons really was when the Klingon dictionary was coming out, not whether they're gay or they're evolving into gay.
or what kapla meant. I remember that.
Yeah.
Like, no. You have to say it with a certain inflection. It could be a positive thing. And I'm like, what are we talking about here?
Can I ask a question, guys? That image you put up, the first image, is that a genuine image of him from on set on Academy?
It is, yeah.
He looks like he's on fentanyl.
He looks like one of those drug zombies.
Yeah,
out there. But seriously, like,
talk about on the nose though. Like, let's give the gay Klingon a skirt.
Well, so they got it. So they made the gay guy the Klingon, right? So they cast a gay guy as the Klingon, and this is such typical Hollywood. I mean, this is why we complain about Star Trek all the time, because the actor is gay. We're going to make the character gay. right? That's how I feel like they go about doing things, you know. And so there is no like, this is a character, go play that character. It's, you're an actor, let's send you your embodiment through this character. I feel like that's what they do with a lot of these characters. And so if this quote is true, it's very, you really aren't paying attention, because going back to the other news that is definitely news, because Red Letter Media said it, and they're huge. So if Red Letter Media says it, you can kind of believe it. And if they're wrong, bad on them. But when you say like the entire series, all 10 episodes got only 400,000 views, and your insider told you this, I trust their insider. I trust their word on it.
Right.
That means that the whole show got 400,000 views over 10 episodes. Your show is fucked, man.
Yeah,
Your show is so fucked that it's gonna be hashtag Batgirl season 2 so hard it's never gonna fucking come out. And you don't say shit like this if it's true and he said it, if you want your season 2 to happen.
Well, for real, dude, because like we have Star Trek videos on YouTube with more views than that entire series got.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, also, you know, I suspect that the reason these people, if it is true, are coming out, it's exactly the same as that stupid English actor who was the Jem'Hadar Klingon hybrid we talked about last week, where she said about whitewashing. The Tubby McTub started criticizing people about whitewashing, and I'll go there with her because she's attacked people. But it's again, but it's again, the fact is, I think that they're raging now because they know it's never coming back, regardless of all the campaigns. Because I saw in the week, I think that, one of the Trek sites is behind this campaign, and they kept tweeting, we're at 25,000. And I was sat there and I was thinking, you honestly think that 25,000 people is going to get your show renewed?
If you got all 400,000 viewers to sign that petition, it wouldn't be enough.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. I mean, I just don't think, like, if they're right about that, there's no way you can, like, why even pay for post-production on season 2? Like, screw that. You're not moving forward with it anyways. It's not going to make you enough money. Why even bother with it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And let me ask you another question. Now, they didn't only make this character that way, but he has 2 dads and 1 mom. So are
4
they all
testicles and 2 penises as well?
4 penises. 4 penises.
So they really did take the evolution of the Klingon here, because even the dads must be as well, right?
No, it's polyamory. That doesn't mean that they're gay.
Hold on a sec. Are they all hanging out together during the sex? Or
I don't know.
Are they taking turns?
I don't know, but not all of those relationships have gay men in them.
Shane, all I would say to you, if you really want to find out the answer to that question, maybe you want to have a look on Reddit, because I bet you there's some sites there.
Oh, there's
probably
100% some fan art sites that have figured that out.
I'm just saying,
but not all of those throuple relationships have gay men.
Dude, let me ask you this. They would have not introduced that shit like that if they didn't intend it to be that way. Let's take it for face value. This show is going 100% down that road.
Right.
So if they're going to introduce 2 dudes and a chick, that's a bisexual relationship. Can we say that at least? That's where they're going with it, right?
That poor lady, dude.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Am I wrong here?
Poor woman is just constantly pummeled with Klingon dick.
4 people.
Yeah. She's not walking right.
Poor lady.
This doesn't surprise me. If true, doesn't surprise me that the comments made, because this is what they think of everything. Why wouldn't that be the perfect? Criticizing
again, mate. Over this entire woke decade, I still stick to my viewpoint that if you want to push your LGBTQ plus agenda, you've got to bring your A game to it. You've got to make sure the characters are well written and well developed. Academy, an example again. Hi, Kyle, the gay lover for Jaden in that season, right? He turns up just to do his campy wave and pet Jaden on the cheek. Then, for the last 3 episodes, he is nowhere. Even when Jaden is inviting people to be part of his house, Kyle has disappeared. So again, He is just put in there as a box ticking token gay guy that is not being written at all. If you're going to develop a show and you want to push that agenda, you've got to write them properly. But you're not doing it every single time. It's just like Russell T Davies and Ncuti Gatwa and Doctor Who, Star Wars, The Acolyte. They do not bring their A game to it because they're not good writers. That's my point.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you're right.
Hire the best person for the job. You do that. I don't know. I mean, maybe you end up with. I mean, listen, there's a lot of talented gay people out there. I mean, some of the greatest singers we've ever had are gay. I mean, there's talent out there in the arts, and so the problem is you just can't let your sexuality drive your art and expect the world to follow you.
Yeah, listen, guys, I'm still waiting for Scissor Valley starring Sydney Sweeney and Artemis. I think it's going to be a great for the gay community as a whole,
But as I've said to you guys on a previous show, Star Trek Picard season 3 is an example. Terry Matalas. Did I say that correctly this week, guys?
No, but that's okay. Keep going. You're okay.
Matalas.
Okay.
Terry
Matalas.
Matalas.
Terry Matalas.
Yes,
so he's got a contract out on me now anyway, I'm sure. but Star Trek Picard season 3, I said before, Raffi was a lesbian character in Star Trek Picard season 2. I didn't like her in Picard season 1 or season 2.
Me either.
But in season 3, I actually didn't mind the character of Raffi because they partnered her up with Worf, which worked, and she was well written. I didn't have a problem if Legacy had turned up that she was going to be part of that crew. That's the difference. That's where you're writing somebody and you're thinking, I want to have representation in this show. I'm going to take the time to write the character properly. But Kurtzman and co. didn't do that. And they've never been able to do it.
Do you remember how we were introduced to her and Seven of Nine's lesbian relationship? The final episode of the first season, and it's panning out, and all of a sudden you see their hands like talk to each other, and you're like, I'm going, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah,
why are they doing that?
And remember the reason? We actually talked to people. Yeah, they were like, we just walked up to what's the guy's name who was running it? The old guy. Whatever.
Oh, it was
we walked up to the showrunner and we're like, why?
Golds.
Hey, what if our characters are just gay? Kiva.
No, they were making a joke at a cocktail party.
Right.
And they walked up and they were joking about it. Well, wouldn't it be cool if our characters were gay? And Akiva walked away.
Let's make that the tagline.
Akiva, the gay man, thinking about his gay stuff all the time.
Yeah, always thinking about gay stuff.
How do I infuse it into everything that I do? Yes. And you know what? They came up with the idea. It wasn't even me.
Right.
Well, they were fucking joking.
Do you know what?
They were drunk. They were drunk and they weren't thinking straight.
It's got so bad under Kurtzman that I actually think there is, when you've got a red alert and a yellow alert, I think there's actually a gay alert now where it comes out of a pink light and flashes now. We're going to gay mode now, because it is everywhere.
I mean, I can't sit prefaces enough, because if you're a new person to our channel and you come here, you're like, oh my God, these people hate gay people. Okay. That's not it at all. We've been Star Trek overwhelmed with it. Like, introduce a character, do it well. And I always go back to The Last of Us, that episode where the two old guys end up falling in love, or whatever. That entire episode was about them. Star Trek makes an entire show about it. See, like, it's not an episode. It's not bringing in one character that might be good and showing us a little bit, but have that character just be great at science, or be a good doctor, or be really good at being in Star Trek. It's not that they're really good at being gay. That's the problem. Like, they focus on the wrong thing about the person.
They're the best gays.
Right. Yeah. Instead of being the best,
engineers, captains. Right.
Well, it's like Tubby McTub's hybrid again, because in that show, and I hate that they take me to this place. When she's with Tig Notaro, they establish that relationship. I'm like, how does that work? Surely she would destroy Tig Notaro. And I hate I hate the fact that they're making me go there. Like, she would be broken every single week. I mean, you remember in DS9, Jadzia was always in the infirmary because of what Worf had done. You know,
Yeah.
it's like a Jem'Hadar Klingon hybrid. She would literally be found broken in a medical bay. You know, Tignatara.
Yeah, so we don't know if this is true or not, and it might not be, and we might have just done the thing that we said we wouldn't do, but we did preface it by saying we don't know. So do us a favor, don't go out there and say this is true until we know it's true, but we just had a conversation about what this would mean and why we think it might actually could be something they would say and why Star Trek would embrace this. So that's what I feel about it.
Yeah, and let us know what you guys think about this in the chat and in the comments. I don't think it's. I think this statement is ridiculous. It makes no sense, and I'm not really going to explain it because I don't have to. It just is.
Because I don't have to.
Yeah, I really don't. If you said that, that's really dumb. But then again, he's a young guy who's probably going to say dumb things, and he's probably inundated with a bunch of other dumb people who just talk about his identity all day long. You know.
Yeah.
A lot of dumb people doing dumb things, saying dumb things, and more than likely, that's just what happened. Moving on.
We all do dumb things.
Yeah, that's so true. Okay. We got to talk about this Artemis stuff, man. My question to you is, when you were growing up and learning about the moon missions, did you ever think to yourself, when are we going back?
Yes.
Did you ever think to yourself, why haven't we been back?
No, I knew why. But
don't bury. Oh, let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Did you ever think to yourself, I want to go back?
Yeah, I thought I was going to go to the moon, bro, for real.
Okay.
Like, I thought.
So real quick, we're going to give you an update on that. But I did want to share this.
What was the point?
I wanted to share this because this is an awesome. This is one of the astronauts that's going to the moon right now, and we're going to talk about those updates and their broken toilet and all that stuff, right? But listen what he said when he's asked a silly, stupid question.
It is
about being the first black man to visit the moon.
A big question, and I want to highlight, I guess maybe one facet of this is the tension, I call it. I live in this, this dichotomy between happiness that a young woman can look at Christina and just physicalize her passion or her interest, or even if it's not something she wants to do, she can just be like girl power, and that's awesome. And that young brown boys and girls can look at me and go, hey, he looks like me and he's doing what? And that's great. I love that. But I also hope we are pushing the other direction, that one day we don't have to talk about these first, that one day this is just, and I listen to this, that this is human history. It's about human history. It's the story of humanity, not black history, not women's history, but that it becomes human history.
That's it.
I love that man. I am in love with that man.
I love this man.
I love this man. Please
protect him. Protect him.
You know what's funny about this whole Artemis thing, bro? Like when they announced the astronauts, and I'm like, oh, cool. I was so excited that we're going back to the moon. I didn't even think about who was on I didn't even care who was on the crew.
Of course you didn't. It doesn't matter
who was on the crew. I'm like, cool.
Actually, we do have that one clip from like 6 years ago when they announced the all women crew to Mars, and we're like, that's not going to work out.
Wow, that was intentional. Like they wanted to send an all female crew and so we criticized that. But like, I didn't even consider it. Now had it been like 4 black dudes or 4 chicks, yeah, we would have been like, what's going on here? Exactly. It seemed, you know what? It was 2 white guys, a black guy, and a white girl, right? And I'm like, feels normal to me.
In no way did I look at their skin color or gender and ever even consider it. Didn't care.
I'm so
Dude, we're even letting a
fed up with
Canadian
this.
go. We're even letting a Canadian go.
What? We're letting the Canadian go?
Yeah. So we got one Canadian guy, American white guy, and then we got a black guy and a white girl. So cool, right?
I think for me, I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of this parallel universe we've slotted into, where people make it all the time now about race. I think we got to a point in the sort of 90s, early 2000s where we pretty much cracked it about the racial issues.
Yeah.
There were still idiots. There were always going to be idiots. But these stupid questions, and I don't think it's correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's not the first black astronaut, though, is he?
No. No, of course
so,
not.
First one to
so
go
it's
to the moon.
lazy. and again, you guys are sci-fi fans as well. I grew up as a kid always seeing about, these sci-fi shows where they had moon bases and stuff. And I always dreamed that one day, when I was an adult, that was going to be normal and you could regularly go to the moon. And now we've only just got back to it, which is a massive shame, all that time that we've wasted. But it's great to be watching it and seeing that happen again.
And we're going to talk about that next, because now we're watching it with social media and camera phones, and it's a completely different experience than it would have been in the 90s.
Well, again, I mentioned to people here in the UK about it. They didn't know what I was talking about, and I thought,
really?
Previously,
really?
Going to the moon was massive. Now, they're just not interested in it. So I wanted to see how it is over in the States, because did you find that? I mean, again, they used to have schools where they'd have like parties in classrooms.
Yeah, they're not doing that anymore. And I gotta say, doing it on April 1st was not a great idea marketing wise. Like when they're going out they announced the moon mission on April 1st, and then years later, the people are going out to the pad on April 1st, and everyone's like, "Yo, what? Wait, is this real?" People,
well, you know what's funny?
People thought it was an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, no. What's funny is people were properly shamed for not making a big enough a deal about it that it became a big deal. So there was like this whole it wasn't a big deal, and everybody's like, "Hey, you realize we're sending humans further than we've ever sent them before, right? Hey, pay attention." And all of a sudden, then people started doing the posts, and even Obama sent out a post. I mean, there's all these good things happening. So I think it became more aware. But what people may not realize is that even though we sent people to the moon in the 60s and early 70s, their trip around the moon will actually go out further. It's going further around the backside of the moon than the other one did. So we're actually traveling further than we've ever traveled. Now, they are not landing on the moon this time. That won't be for, I think, Artemis 3 or 4, I guess, is the one that will land on it. But this is a big deal, because if you recall,
working out all the kinks,
there's steps to it. So if you follow Apollo, and if you ever get a chance to watch this, it's the greatest thing ever. It's called From the Earth to the Moon. It's a mini series that Tom Hanks made, and it details the entire Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo programs in storytelling, not documentary, but as a story. Beautiful, perfect. But basically, you got to take it step by step by step. So you got to figure out, okay, we got to go around once or twice now, and we got to deploy that thingy. Did that work? Cool. Okay, next mission. Go around twice, deploy that thingy. Now go around here and see if you can catch that thing. So they got to do it in steps to make sure it works so that it's safe. So while they're not going to boots on ground this time, this is a big deal. But when we are boots on ground, it's going to be huge when we get boots on ground again. And I really hope people are excited about this, because we need, as humanity, we need to move on. We need to get off this little planet a little bit and give hope for the future of humans. And in getting off this planet is one of the ways we do that. Living here, obviously, no matter how far humanity grows, we seem to be more divisive, and we're going to tear each other apart on this little planet. And until we can get through that, at least we can look forward to going to the stars,
Yeah, there's one thing, though, and we're going to talk about this in the next clip, but I did want to talk. Go ahead. I'm going to let you go real quick, John. But I did want to talk about, after John's done here, the path they're orbiting, because I'm a little concerned. But go ahead, John.
Oh, okay.
I was also going to say, I tell you what, it's great free publicity for All Mankind season 5 as well. Perfect timing.
Right, that's true.
But I was also going to say, guys, when they go around the dark side of the moon, do you think that secret alien base is going to allow them to travel past it?
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I was going to say. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
They're going dark side of the moon. We've never been there before, right?
We have.
Yeah.
Wait. But no, have people been there?
We haven't landed on it, but we circumnavigated like they are now.
So people went on the dark side of the moon.
No, we never landed on the dark side of the moon.
Okay, so if we're doing that, then they're not coming back.
What's that?
Yeah,
they're not landing on the dark
alien
side of the
base.
moon. They're landing at the South Pole when they do land.
Oh, okay, so
They're not. Nobody's landing on. I mean, maybe China's been there. I don't know. They haven't had no people there, but I think we've sent rovers. I mean, listen. We don't know shit about the backside of the moon, and,
right?
And NASA
well,
doesn't.
You're telling me we've been there, but I don't see. Where's the data?
We have images. You know, when the because remember when the astronauts were on the ground, the third astronaut in the Apollo program circumnavigated the moon, including the dark side. So
I wonder if he was looking out the window.
He was, yeah.
Was he?
Michael Collins talked about his experience.
Is Michael Collins still alive?
He died a few years ago.
Shortly after he got back from the dark side of the moon.
Well,
I don't know, man.
Atlantis base is there now, and they just cloak the city.
Yeah, that's where it is. That's where Atlantis is, for sure. All right, well, stay here for more Artemis. Our next story, we're going to talk about how the toilet broke and social media. But before we get there, let us know in the chat what you think, and in the comment section what you think about what the quote about it being humanity and about this whole mission. Apparently, Artemis 3 is not landing, and according to Lord Toth, Artemis 4 may be the landing mission, depending on how things go. I expect it will be in Artemis 5.
I think Artemis 3 is probably going to do the set down the lander and practice getting off or whatever. I mean, I got to look into it more detailed, but you know, they do have another step, but that means we're 2 to 3 years away from landing on the moon still.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so before we gotta talk about the toilet too. I know we still have a little bit more show, guys.
Oh, by the way, as of this show, they're just over halfway to the moon,
and which we're going to talk about right now.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
First off, Kenneth the Rogue sent us $20. Super producer himself. Thank you, Ken. He says, I had to do shopping, so I came in late. I have to catch up later. Thank you, Ken, for hanging out, buddy. And another $5 says, Klingons almost extinct, so let's have a gay one thinking of only himself. That tracks.
This is true. This is true. You need to perpetuate your race.
So you just give me another thought, actually, quickly about the Klingon Jaden's mother. If they're almost extinct, that means all of the Klingons, pretty much, they're going in on Jaden's mum because they need to repopulate the species. She's having about 98 penises.
Oh,
blimey!
I feel like I've seen that movie.
I think I've seen that OnlyFans video. All right, I'm joking. I'm joking. I don't use OnlyFans. You shouldn't either. Yorkshire says it's still up. It's still up in the air who will provide the lander, Blue Origin or SpaceX. I have my money on Blue Origin. I'm sorry, on SpaceX.
I don't think Blue Origin will be it.
Yeah, it'll be SpaceX. Okay, hold up. Because it's happening in real time right now, and they're about halfway to the moon, they're also... over halfway?
Yeah.
I want you to know we're in this age where it's different than any other time because they can, well, obviously, but they can also record and post things to social media and whatnot.
Yeah.
So we're in an age where the people that are going to orbit the moon, this Artemis 2, is live updating basically the planet. Massive. That tells me two things. The media no longer has control over what we see. Or less control.
Less control, yes.
Fair right? And it's a very exciting for people that are space enthusiasts and science fiction fans to be able to witness this stuff in real time. But also, it's equally as terrifying to see how less technologically advanced I thought we were. So I thought we were so much more advanced than what we are, and you're basically on a porcelain and metal tube flying at ungodly speeds to the middle of nowhere. It's just once you realize that we're not dealing with the word term, Star Trek. When people say space age technology, we're still dealing with 1980s tech. Some of that stuff is still in the 80s. They have push buttons and switches. What the heck?
Because computers go out.
Right.
Imagine the morale drop though when they're there and they're heading towards the moon, and one of them comes out and goes, "Got good news and bad news. Good news is we've got lots of supplies. Bad news is shit is broken." How much is that going to break you?
Oh, and that's what happened. So let's watch this. Then I'm going to show you guys how the shitter broke. That's funny, man. Here we go.
5,000-mile journey, slingshotting around the moon, venturing deeper into space than ever before. It's a crucial step in NASA's multi-billion-dollar project to land humans back on the moon, build a lunar base, and send future explorers to Mars. The crew led by Commander Reed Wiseman.
We're doing this because
I gotta pause it because we should have a base on the moon before we even consider Mars. 100%.
I agree.
When Elon said that, people were like, "Oh, that's silly, bro." He was right, and I'm glad that we're on that path.
I thought Elon said we should go straight to the Mars.
So initially he was like, "Let's just go straight to Mars," but then 2 years ago he was like, "No, you know what? We need to launch from the moon, which means we need a base on the moon."
We need to get used to working in space under conditions with no atmosphere, basically.
I mean, look at that astronaut there in the middle. He's actually looking before they've taken off. His eyes there. He's going, "I really hope the toilet works. I really hope it doesn't break down."
Are you kidding? The guy on the far right is the one who broke the toilet.
Yeah, he's got a smug smile on his face.
it's a unique opportunity. We are going for all and by all. This is what NASA embodies.
The Artemis II astronaut speaking from quarantine at the Kennedy Space Center. It's a history-making crew. Victor Glover is set to become the first black man to travel into deep space.
Oh my God, that's why it's history-making.
Let me tell you something.
God dang.
We got to get past this. But unfortunately, the news is always going to say it. I mean, it's technically true. I mean, what's going to be the next thing? This is the first person with long hair that's ever gone deep into space. I mean, they're always going to come up with some bullshit. So, give him his due, but the dude's a qualified astronaut.
Yeah,
doesn't
bro.
matter what his color of his skin are.
Yeah, he's a
okay,
badass.
sorry. Get over it.
It's so stupid. I love his comment from the previous clip.
Space.
Young brown boys and girls can look at me and go, "Hey, he looks like me and he's doing what?" And that's great. I love that. But I also hope we are pushing the other direction, that one day we don't have to talk about these first, that one day this is just history.
Christina Cook will be the
Dude,
first.
it's more
first woman-
impressive. It's more newsworthy that we sent a Canadian deepest into space because it was always been Americans or cosmonauts, right? But mostly Americans have always. Now we got a Canadian with us. I mean, that's even bigger news. I think
one day your people will go too, John.
No,
You've had one of ours.
The other
that's been
direction
up there.
they won't let us use their bases.
Tim Peake.
They're in
Tim
trouble.
Peake.
Oh, Tim Peake. Okay, I'm wrong.
That one
Tim
day
Peake.
we don't have to talk about these first, that one day this is just
Okay,
Journey to the moon.
If
there is something
hold
to
on. I'm
was
trying
gonna
to
go.
hear what this guy says right here about this chick. Hold up. Give me your thoughts in a second.
Moon.
If there is something to celebrate, it's that we are at a time when everyone who has a dream gets to work equally hard to achieve that dream.
The trip, years in the making.
All right.
Everyone who has a dream gets to work equal. What does that mean?
Gets to.
work
I mean,
equally as
that's
hard to
true.
achieve.
Gets to work equally as hard to achieve that dream. That doesn't mean you'll achieve it though.
Everyone has a dream.
Everyone that has a dream can work equally as hard to achieve that dream. That's true.
I love that. That's what we're going for, right? You work your ass off to get. No one's going to give shit to you.
Right.
What she's saying is nobody gave me this shit. I had to work for this shit.
Yeah, well, she had to beat out other candidates to get that position. So,
Yes.
again,
The four
That's it,
best
100%.
people are going on this trip. That's the way I want to look at it.
yeah, 100%.
The most qualified people.
Has
But
been hit
you
with
know when
delay.
Go ahead.
when I see this though, and I see them in the astronaut outfits and stuff, like their uniforms. For me, I love all of this because it just makes me want to go and watch Star Trek Enterprise as if
It
the
does.
next step after this.
It's funny because like when I first started watching the news report and they had the blue jumpsuits on, I'm like, yo, they're using footage from Enterprise.
No, what you need to do is go. You need to go watch. Oh my god, I just drew
For All
a blank.
Mankind.
No, don't watch For All Mankind's great, but go back and watch what I said that from the Earth to the Moon series. But if you want to go back and watch
Right Stuff,
the right stuff, thank you, John. Kept in my head. I'm going all the right moves. I'm like, why am I doing
superb.
that?
You guys,
fantastic. The launching of the space program. Look, I love all that shit.
check it.
Go back-
Have you seen Fly Me to the Moon? Fly Me to the Moon?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty good movie.
All right.
space, from hydrogen fuel leaks to an interruption of helium flow in the rocket.
We have the best crew that you could put together from NASA and the Canadian Space Agency here. And we have the ultimate trust in each other. And that's how we will get through this.
And we also want to mention...
Okay, so there's the latest update from the legacy media. But we need to talk about toilets. Social media, then toilets. Because they have access to social media, like they're taking pictures in space, outside of space windows. We got to see a picture of the Earth for the first time in a long time.
Dude, flat earthers are in shambles right now. Shambles.
Bro, I know. Because they're like, why isn't there any more proof? And now we're in space, floating around, taking pictures. It's all casual. They're like, it's all a psyop. It's a psyop. This is a movie set. They're losing it right now, bro. Like, they're freaking the hell out. Anyways, and then all this happens. The picture of the Earth is beautiful. Goodness gracious. God, the Earth is sexy, man.
Hey, that's our home, man.
Look at
That's all we got.
That's a hell of a. Yeah. That's a sexy Terra, dude.
That's why the aliens want it.
That's why. Yep, that's it. You thought you guys were here to watch reasonable people talk about reasonable things? No, we're all conspiracy theorists. You know?
I heard a troubling thing on Joe Rogan. By the way, Joe Rogan. I know we're going to talk about it, but Joe Rogan had what's his name on from where all this alien stuff started for Area 51, and I heard this troubling thing that the moon is actually a soul sucking device for our souls. So when we die, the Greys are siphoning our souls, right? So that they could use it for some sort of energy source instead of letting us go to heaven or wherever else we're supposed to go.
That's weird.
Y-Files did something on that a couple of years ago, and the Soul Engine, I think they call it. And
I don't want to think about that. That's frightening.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm terrified.
Last update on this before we go to the Joe Rogan stuff. But also, what's happening is, right, they get about halfway to space. All right, this one right here. They get about halfway there, and the astronauts on board the Artemis report a mysterious burning smell coming from the $23 million advanced toilet system, in which previously manufactured malfunction after takeoff. This is the toilet.
Wait a second. $23 million?
Does this look high tech to you? Huh? I feel like I've seen something very similar in like regular outhouses.
I'm not sure where you go with that one.
You got a vacuum issue.
You got to stick your penis inside that thing, right?
Yeah. So you urinate, and then there's once you've done your business, then there's a suction thingy. So it is more complicated than like a regular toilet, but I mean, really the laws of thermodynamics or whatever take place.
Gravity?
And it can be rather simple. I just don't know why you would spend $23 million.
I don't know.
To shoot your shit and piss out into space.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It just,
I don't know if you need to.
First off, I feel bad that their toilet's not working. That sucks.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
I feel like that's something the one thing that needs to work and that should have no technical problems should be the place you go to the bathroom. That's my opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
You could just have a room though.
But they did say that there was no major concerns.
Yeah, you could probably, you know how you do a spacewalk, right? Mm-hmm. So the port that you leave to do the spacewalk, because you got to decompress that area, you just take a piss or a shit in there and then pop open the hatch and it'll just suck it all out.
Okay, come on.
I mean, listen, if your toilet breaks, that's what you got. You know what I mean?
Turn it to ice.
All right.
Turn it to ice.
All right, well, we're going to move on. Let us know what you guys think in the chat in the comments. This whole Artemis thing is great. We're going to be covering it throughout all the time it's happening. I hope we see aliens.
The entire journey is 10 days.
What Shane just said, though, imagine if that is what causes an interstellar war with aliens on a base. They've thrown their waste out of the side of the shuttle.
It hits their cloaked ship, and it's just pooping and peeing. And he's like, what the hell? All right, guys, let us know what you guys think in the chat in the comments. You guys can keep talking. I'll be right back.
Yeah. What's going on with Brian today?
Yeah.
He looked like he was in a hurry there. Did you see the thing that people are now claiming that UFOs actually were coming to Artemis, and then NASA cut out the feed.
Yeah,
right?
I saw that.
You know-
I always laugh at those because they always come up with those every time there's a launch, don't they?
Yeah, it's like there's always like, oh, NASA, look at these lights right here, and look at, and it's like, I never spend enough time looking at it, but I wonder, like, I want to believe that, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know about you, but do you remember in, what was it? It was about 96, 97 when some guy leaked the NASA videotapes. Did you ever see those?
No, I
where
never
it's
saw
like, it's like, you know, a shuttle was up there, or the International Space Station, and it's like all these things coming out of the atmosphere
saw
and then
that. Yeah,
going
no, I
into
did.
the atmosphere, and it's like that all started it all off. So now every
Right.
time there's a launch, and of course it doesn't help NASA at all that they cut the feed straight after, because that just fuels it, doesn't it?
Right. Well, and I also think, like, even during like the original Mercury missions, I think it was maybe Alan Shepard who saw like lights, and they thought it was like fireflies or something like that, or he described it as being fireflies around the vessel and out his window. So there's always been weird things that have gone on, and who knows what sort of phenomena happens in space that we don't understand. You know what I mean?
And correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't Buzz Aldrin sort of hinted about something out there the last few years?
You know, he says all some interesting things are said, you know, and I think there's some audio footage of NASA cutting off audio footage of when they landed on the moon, and they were going to talk about there's aliens over there, like they're watching us from the next crater over or something like that. And well, I will say Michael Collins, the guy who, I think it was Michael Collins, who was the third, you know, the astronaut who didn't go down to the Earth. He said that like he met aliens, I think. Like they showed up and gave him something, and he gave it to the government, and he don't know what happened to it after that. But like there are, you know, there's so many stories. Like it's really incredible. Something's going on for sure.
Yeah, I mean, how could you come back from that experience and just live normally after that, if that was the case? You know, you meet aliens on the moon, and then you come back to the Earth, and everybody's going about their day-to-day issues and the wars on the planet and everything. You're like, I've met aliens.
Right. Well, I mean, Tim Burchett, who's a politician for us, a couple days ago, and he's been kind of leading this UFO like disclosure thing. You know, he came out and said the stuff that they've showed me would freak you out. The stuff I can't show you that I've been shown would absolutely, you know, change everything about the way people think. And it's like, when a guy's saying something like that, and he's not crazy, I've heard him talk, you know, and he's hearing things in skiffs, there's so much that they haven't told us. And if you watch the Bob Lazar thing that on Joe Rogan yesterday,
I've got that lined up. I've got that lined up to watch. Yeah.
You can tell the guy isn't lying, because he says things like, I was listening to the conversation. He says things like, we came in through the front instead of the back. Now, if you're lying about it, you don't say instead of the back. That means he was actually there and used to go through the back. Like, this is not, when you're lying about something, the story is simple. It's not complicated.
Yeah.
You know, and so you can tell that he's not lying. This, I mean, I'm telling you, if I'm going to believe somebody, like, I'm going to believe Bob Lazar and his story.
Well, wasn't it Bob Lazar as well? I'm trying to remember back, but didn't he talk about the element that was not on the periodic table?
113, I think, or 118.
That's it.
113.
And then, what was it? A few years later, it was confirmed. Was that right?
What's that?
I'm sure.
Oh, you know,
I'm sure he confirmed.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was confirmed as being an element. You're right. But there was also some stories like he had some of it and he was like testing it, and there was like video footage of it, but no one knows what happened to the tapes or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
But the new documentary, and I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, is they did, and thank you, Matt McGee, for putting that out there. They did an S4 doc. The guy spent like 5 years making it or whatever. They utilize AI. Now, the guy who made it was very clear to say he only used about 10% AI on it, and the most of it was actually created by them. So I know AI is getting the bulk of the lift here, but as Brian and I always, people, we get accused of using AI for our creation stuff. And while we do use a little bit, I feel for this guy for saying that. Anyways, the doc actually takes you visually through Bob Lazar's experience. So they create S4 where he was based on what he's said. And Bob Lazar says himself that it is uncanny. He felt like he was back there again with the way they created it. So if you want to get a visual idea of where Bob said he was, I guess this documentary is going to be the cat's meow.
Yeah, I'm amazed that they hadn't ages back bumped him off. If that.
What do you mean?
As in killed him. But
yeah. Well, they could have killed him,
publicity.
but they didn't think anybody really believed him. And there's also the possibility that some of the information that he has, like, for example, he was told that the aliens come from Reticulus or a star system or whatever.
Yeah.
That could be counter information that they want to keep the people confused. But now at this point, it's too late.
And have you seen also, mate? Have you seen the stories that's doing the rounds at the moment that supposedly all these top secret scientists and military officers that are being bumped off?
I saw that. I haven't looked at the validity of it, but I have seen people saying that it's happening. So I don't know if it's true, or maybe one or two people died and they're like, "Oh my God, it's an epidemic." I don't know.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? They're probably being bumped off because they suddenly were going to go public and say, "The astronaut shitter, it doesn't work. There's a defect."
Well, if they kill Tim Burchett, if he dies in the next couple weeks, I'm gonna know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He was gonna say something.
Yeah.
All right, Brian. What do you want to talk about next?
Yes. Sorry, guys. I actually had to go to the bathroom, and my pooper works. So,
dude, it looked like you ran to it.
Bro, I literally did.
Yeah.
It was crazy because John was talking. I was like, "Hurry up, John! Hurry up! I gotta go."
I generally make him feel like that every time.
John was like, "Well, I got one more note on that." I'm like, "No, I gotta go."
That old Yorkshire geek says it here. A couple of scientists have died, and a couple of people, including a former general, have gone missing. That's weird. Yeah, that's weird. Missing.
Just
lime pit somewhere. Yeah.
I don't know. All right. Let's talk about Theo Von and Joe Rogan, because a lot of people, a lot of very angry people are, I think, taking Joe Rogan out of context. They're seeing something different. They're calling him, a coward. And I'm going to show you the video. Hold up.
Can I say something extraordinarily unpopular before you do this?
Sure.
I don't like Theo Von.
I don't mind him. I
appreciate his story. I appreciate where he's been. I think he is the most unfucking qualified guy to be doing a podcast. Like, when I listen to him, I just feel like I feel like it takes forever to get to the meat and potatoes of anything that he ever talks about. And if you want to just sit around and listen to two people, chuck it up, it's great, and laugh and have fun, then that's a good podcast for that. But as far as being informative, it just drives me crazy to watch him sometimes.
Right. That makes sense. But the thing is, he went on Joe Rogan and he said something a little bit, some of it's not 100, some of it's a little crazy. Some of it's a little stressed. And I'm going to show you guys the quick clip, and I'm going to explain to you what's happening here. This is from Joe Rogan on and Theo Von.
It's all just a cat and mouse game. People are like, we'll elect the Democrats next time. It's like, but it's all the same shit has been happening forever. They haven't been helping anybody forever. They're letting fucking politicians slurp on kids. All of our fucking money goes to Israel and they're using it to fucking genocide people. It's like everybody is scared out of their wits right now. It's like our religious leaders are afraid to speak out. And it's like it's a time where it's like Satan is amongst us and our religious leaders are fucking talking about bullshit at the poll. It's just like, what is going, I don't know, man.
We got to get you off those antidepressants, son. You're losing your fucking marbles.
You think I am?
Come hang out with us. Just chill
I'm
out.
here.
All right. So listen, when he said all that, even if half of it's true, my first thought was, dude, you need to chill. Before Rogan even said that, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, but dude, you're not on antidepressants, and you have runs like that sometimes. So I mean, I'm not so sure.
No. Sometimes I make jokes. This guy actually believes that all of our money is going to Israel, and we're using it to genocide people in other countries.
Well, he just spit out if you go through that, everything he just said right now, it's literally like every major news talking point that's out there. So if you could go through it all and see, all the different things that conspiracies that people believe, he just spat them all out.
No, but he believes it. Like he's making it part of his reality. Like, I believe that
a lot of people
rich people are slurping on kids, and all of our money is going to Israel, and we're starting genocides and religious. Look, and maybe
he believes in the conspiracies,
and maybe you can believe those things have validity.
Yeah,
but only a Sith deals in absolutes, and making that part of your identity is insane. And he is slowly making it part of his identity because he's doom scrolling all the time in these circles of grifters that use those stories to get clicks.
You're in trouble, old Yorkshire geek. So what you're saying is that Joe Rogan's saying you need to get off, and I gotta tell you, that's kind of fucked up, Joe.
Well, no. He said it. I have the next video I'm going to show you. Okay. Theo Vaughn is the one who publicized years ago that he takes antidepressants.
Because they're friends. So he knows a lot about him we don't know.
Right.
Although Theo does tell us everything about himself.
Yeah, and this is from 8 months ago when he talks about SSRIs, okay? And even if half of what he said is the truth, guys, when you say all of our money is going to Israel, that's just factually incorrect.
Well, not all of our money, but people do exaggerate when they talk. So I mean, I'm sorry, I'm trying to be devil's advocate here because I just heard one clip and I have a hard time just seeing it all. But go ahead.
I don't mind Theo Vaughn. And I believe in probably 75% of what he said is probably facts. Okay?
That shit's real.
Most of what he said is probably real. Okay. But he does need to. He needs to not make it part. He can't control any of that.
Yeah.
So you can report on it. You can talk about it, but letting things stress you out that you have zero control over is crazy.
But now? How does this connect to your SSRI thing?
And I'm going to explain that. Okay. Now this is from 8 months ago on the Theo Vaughn show. He was talking to some doctor dude, David Linden. Okay.
I got pills for that.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Antidepressants, right? I think that's popular. I know that I take antidepressants, right? I think that's popular. You just mentioned SSRIs. You just mentioned those?
I mentioned serotonin, which is the first S is an SSRI. Yeah.
Okay. Does taking SSRIs damage our brain?
Well, taking SSRIs doesn't damage the serotonin neurons, but taking SSRIs has all kinds of bad side effects.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna.
Okay, but so does drinking. And
no, this is worse.
I'm just saying, like, it's not the only thing that damages your brain. There are a lot of things we do that damage brain. Go ahead.
Okay, so it doesn't actually damage the neurons, but what it does is it deprives your brain in a roundabout way from choline, and it starves your brain of nutrients. And here's the thing: what do they tell you when you're taking SSRIs? And you guys aren't going to know this because you guys don't take SSRIs. But when you take antidepressants, they go, make sure to eat a good meal. Right?
Okay. All right.
They even tell you a well-rounded meal. Now, listen, I don't take antidepressants, but I know people that do. And the thing is, people that take SSRIs don't often follow that advice. And they don't understand how important that advice is because there's something your brain needs. Butyrates and choline, like these very specific things that your brain needs to function properly so that you don't go crazy and get depressed. And choline is one of these things. Well, what happens is when you mess with dopamine and serotonin, what you're doing is your brain is overproducing these things and it's depleting your choline. So you're starving your brain of this valuable nutrient.
What does choline do?
Choline is it's like the fuel that keeps your neurons firing.
Okay.
So they can communicate properly. Well, what happens is you can get that from food like chicken and fish and broccoli. How many of those people, though, they take their antidepressants and they go on diets? They're trying to get right. They're not trying to eat good food. They're trying to and
dieting, they should be eating that food. Yeah.
What?
If they're dieting, that's the food they should be eating.
Right, but they're not properly dieting, right? And so they take these, and this is the crazy part. And listen, I've done a lot of research in this. I've talked to people that friends of mine and family that have these, that take these antidepressants, and what happens is when their brain gets deprived of choline and other nutrients, and they start to feel depressed and they got brain fog. What do? Well, I have to up my dosage of this antidepressant so that I feel better. And so what they do, hold up. So they take it though. They up that dosage so they feel a little better, and they just compound the problem because they're never actually solving a problem. They're masking it and making it worse. And over time, they go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say I got prescribed them a few years back, going through a tough time. My doctor prescribed them, said, "Oh, this will help you." I took them for a few weeks, and I asked to come off of them. And I'll tell you why. And the reasons I came off of them was because I felt like a ghost, and that's the way I can kind of describe it. It was like I could see myself doing things like working, but it was like I was watching somebody else, which was a weird sensation. But also, when you mentioned about the brain fog, I was struggling to do my day-to-day activities in my work. So I basically, and the other side effect was I was lethargic. I was extremely tired all the time, had really bad fatigue. And I made the decision. I went, do you know what? I'm going to come off of them, and I'm going to go and I'm going to do something old-fashioned, and I'm going to do some cardio, do some weights in the gym. And that did more for me than they did for the few weeks that I was on.
Yes. And you know what's funny? Like, this guy actually, in this clip with Theo, he actually goes on to say SSRIs are not even very good. In fact, you would get more of what you need from a good workout and a well-rounded meal than you would from taking this pill.
So wait a sec, Brian. You kind of preface this whole thing by saying you figured out something that nobody else did.
Yes.
So can you
Okay.
tell us what that is?
So when you choline is very important for your brain. If you don't have it, you get brain fog, just like what John was saying. You're tired, you're depressed, you're unmotivated, you have like no fuel in the tank, right? As I say, I'm gassed. Well, when you actually look up do SSRIs destroy or deplete choline, every single book says no, it doesn't. It doesn't do this. It's healthy, it's fine for you. But what it does is it's a serotonin reuptake inhibitor, right? So it increases the amount of serotonin in your brain, which increases dopamine. Guess what happens when your brain overuses serotonin and dopamine? It utilizes your choline levels and will completely deplete your choline levels until the point where your brain is starved. Like, it's literally starved of nutrients. And you don't know that, and no one's telling you that. So instead, they up your antidepressant dosage to make you feel better. And what does that do? It just compounds the problem. You're not eating a healthy, well-rounded meal. You're not getting enough choline in your system, not enough B3, whatever. You're not going to the gym. You're bummed. You're tired. You're gassed. You have brain fog. And you keep trying to solve it with medication instead of just doing what John did and going to the gym. And what happens is this roundabout compounded problem leads to permanent levels of dissociation from people, from things, from community, from the same things that would help you get out of requiring an antidepressant. You don't want to be involved with anymore.
To be fair though, there probably is a cross section of people who really need the medication, that these things don't necessarily help them. If you've tried them and it has not helped you, the medication is there to help you. And I have seen people on medication that they actually do really well.
100%. I'm not saying otherwise.
I just want to make sure clarify that, because
exactly that's me personally and my experience.
I'm not villainizing antidepressants. They exist for a reason. I'm saying that I think people are using. First off, I think they're being overprescribed to people that don't necessarily need them.
So we're opiates. But
so we're opiates. And then
Drug
I don't think because pharma is bad. Okay, big pharma is not good. It's not a good thing.
Well, pharma is good, but pharma is greedy. So you gotta. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The thing is, though, I also don't think people are using them correctly. I don't think they're being told, look, if you don't have, or at least take a choline supplement, you need to feed your brain. You're using all your brain's resources and you're not giving it the nutrients back.
So why wouldn't doctors know this already?
Well, they do. My friend that took SSRIs that was coming to me, and she was like, I'm so tired. I have no motivation. I'm depressed. I have like this brain fog. Like I can barely even get out of bed to like take my kids to school. Like she told me that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting there trying to counsel her because I thought maybe it was a spiritual thing, and part of it probably was. But that's what she told me. She was taking antidepressants, and I'm like, because like everything you're saying sounds like you need good vitamins, right? I literally said that to her. I was like, what vitamins you taking? She goes, oh, I take vitamins. Like, you need like a B complex and like choline supplement. Have some like some salmon, maybe some poultry, some good chicken. And I kept telling her this, and everything she said to me sounded like she didn't have the fuel needed to get through her day. And I'm like, that's when I looked into it. And I learned that choline is a really big deal. And people rarely talk about how important choline is. But you need choline to like work your hippocampus.
It just feels like doctors should know this. And when they subscribe them to you, they should, and I've known a lot of people as well on these medications. And I've never heard of a doctor telling them, listen, look at me in the face. You have to change your diet if you're going to be on these.
Yeah.
For this reason. I've never heard that. So why, it'd be interesting.
I was going to say, sorry to cut you off there, mate. I was going to say in the UK, there's been more of a movement from medical experts where they are now saying if someone comes to you to see their doctor and they're saying that they're depressed, to say to them, right, first of all, try doing some exercise, try and doing a walk, try getting on doing some cardiovascular work, as the first process, to
watch the BRANE Show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But don't listen to that, John. Because what has been happening is what you were just saying, Shane. They know what the side effects are, but they're not telling the patient that. And they're basically, someone's coming in, whether it's rush schedules or not, and they're going, I'm really depressed, I'm dealing with this, dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
They just go, right, okay, I'll prescribe these antidepressants for you. Let me know how you're getting on in 4 weeks. We'll meet up, and we'll reassess the dosage at that point. Whereas there are natural ways to help depression. Now, I'm not saying that's a fit for everybody, because like you were saying, Shane,
some people are going to need it.
It's different for everyone. Some people will need it. But in my experience, like you were just saying about the fatigue, Brian, I was on them, and I was setting 7 alarm clocks in the morning to wake up. And I started doing it because I've never had a problem with getting up in the morning to go to work. But I was like, after a couple of weeks of this, I was like, something's not right here. I shouldn't need 7 alarm clocks to get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said, I didn't want to do anything. I was like, I was coming home, having a nap straight away. There are alternatives that you can use to help you with it, but it's not being pushed as much.
Some people are going to need it, but I think what Shane said was right. Like, there's doctors are not making it clear. Your diet needs to be this. You need to be looking at it. If you're taking this medication, you need to also take the things that solve these medications' downsides.
Well, it's also with medication now. I would say to everybody, the stuff we take for granted, if you're taking painkillers and stuff, does anybody ever read the leaflets inside of them that tell you about the side effects anymore? No. I don't think they do. And I mean, again, I've said to you guys before, I've got something called Crohn's disease, and I have to take this medication to keep me going. But when I read the side effects, it does say there, potentially you can get liver failure, blah, 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 blah. And they spell it out in the leaflets. Exactly. Yeah.
That's why it's buried in like thousands of words.
Exactly right.
It's true.
So
might cause sudden death. You're like, what?
It does say in there in the leaflet, side effects might make you decide to become a YouTube podcaster.
There's probably no connection.
Well,
yeah, and that's under extreme.
Yeah. I'll tell you my experience with it. I had never been depressed in my entire life. And then when I came back from Iraq, I had this incredible bout of weird depression. Didn't know where it came from. And it turns out I was actually having some PTSD, right? I wasn't aware of it at the time. Didn't know what it was. Probably should have saw somebody, probably should have went to a doctor, but instead I just changed the focus. I realized I needed to focus my life on something. And I think somebody mentioned earlier they went to church. Now, I didn't do that, but I changed what my focus of my life was. And I got out of my own head and put it into something else. And I think we can do a lot of damage by just staying in our heads all the time. You got to get out there and put yourself out. And if that's not working for you, you should definitely see about medication and follow all the proper.
Well, I think there's a step between medication and getting out there and exercising. And also make sure that you have all the vitamins and nutrients you need to live.
It's true. Yeah.
Because we live in a fast food reality where, guess what? If you have a couple top ramen bowls a day and a 12-ounce soda, Diet Pepsi, you're not getting the things you need to live.
Well, if a doctor is putting you on medication without doing a blood test first, that's the first sign something's wrong. Well, because if they don't know what your levels are in your body, they can't medicate you properly.
Bro, that happens all the time though with antidepressants. Not even, dude, a non-medical doctor can prescribe antidepressants.
Yeah, that's a mistake. What I'm saying is unless you've had your blood checked to see if you're low on iron, like Ken said earlier, or if you're having some sort of deficiency, your potassium's fucked up, you won't know. You can't put somebody on a medication until you fix their baseline first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was saying was like, there's no link from choline to SSRIs except for that choline increases and messes with the levels of serotonin and dopamine, which mess with the levels of choline. So there is a link, but it's like after 3 steps you get there. And when you keep that going and you don't realize that you're missing this very important nutrient that you usually can find in almost everything, but you are depleting it via usage of SSRIs, it makes it even worse. And you don't know what the problem is.
Think about what happens when you serotonin, dopamine, stop. What happens when you do that just in gaming or things you enjoy or whatever? You feel a sense of loss and a little bit of depression when you stop. You've gamed all weekend and now you stop. There's a depression that sinks in because the dopamine's gone.
Especially if you lost ELO.
What?
Especially if you lost ELO.
Who's ELO?
MMR. It's like you lost your ranked games.
You've lost me. Sorry, I'm not there. It's World of Warcraft.
Because I get my phasic dopamine from winning Dota matches.
Oh, Dota. Okay.
But in anything, whether it's Dota or Call of Duty or whatever, if you win, you have a sense of accomplishment. There's your phasic dopamine. But if you lose all weekend, then you feel a loss. Literally.
Yeah, I know. I lose so frequently that I don't get any dopamine hits.
It's like me at the end of the BRANE Show, to be honest with you. I just go into a spiral and I need to pick myself up, and I've got I keep thinking I got to wait until next Saturday before I can go at it again.
All right, well, let some of you guys think about this thing with Joe Rogan and Theo Von. I don't think Joe Rogan was trying to be rude here. I don't think he was trying to disagree with them. I think he was trying to be like, hey, man, just relax. You can't control any of this.
Well, and Joe's a fitness. Joe is all the things you just said. Eat good food, work out, take the proper vitamins. Joe Rogan, that's his church. So I get it.
Right.
I mean, I get also.
I don't think he was trying to discount what Theo Von was saying. I think he was trying to help him.
I get where you can go down that slippery slope with Theo Von because, like with what's going on in my country at the moment, I'll look online. And I'll come down and I've had times where I've said to my mum, I've said, look, this is going on, blah, blah, blah. And she's going, it's outside of your control. You can't do anything about it. Right. Take a step back. And sometimes you do need someone to say that to you, to go, look, you need to step back from the edge here because, that way leads to insanity. So just dial it back.
Yeah. Lord, grant me the serenity to know the things I cannot change. It's just, There it is,
You know,
right
and
there.
That comes from a place of you wanting to change it. You know, it's coming from a good place. You're tired of the shit that's going on, and you're like, I want to affect change, but the reality is you can't do it alone. You got to wait for the moment. You know what you got to do? Not go against the tide, John. When the tide changes and people who think like you make a rush on your government, that's when you roll with the tide right with them. Go right
Roll
in
with the tide.
So you're saying I should get rid of my Blade outfit?
No. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're your V for Vendetta mask.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let us know.
Until everybody else is wearing it, and then you go out with it.
Yeah, that's when you go out. Let us know what you guys think in the chat in the comments. We're gonna move on. Yeah, chat here from, I think it's our sister, actually.
It is our sister, and had we known, we would have done that, Michelle. So maybe next week we're gonna have. We'll have
John's picture popped up with this camel kitty.
Artemis will still be out and about, I think, next week. Maybe.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be something to talk about there. Yeah.
Talk about. So maybe we can do it then, because our brother-in-law does work for. I think is it still?
Don't say what company he works for.
Oh well, it's
a aero
to it all. Yeah,
air company.
She put it out there that he was doing stuff. So
yeah, but not where he worked.
That's true. But anyways, he's in some way associated with the whole thing going on, and so he will have more information than we have for sure. So that's cool.
Very cool. Hey, thanks, Michelle. That is our lovely sister. Okay, I didn't even know she watched the show. Cool.
Yeah, she does. She's the only sibling of ours that watches our show.
That's probably true. Yeah. Everyone else is like, "What do you guys do for work again?"
They're like, we've been doing it for a decade, but it's cool.
It was so funny. I was talking to someone, Ray, my brother-in-law, and we were at one of our family members' thing. This is a couple years ago, and one of my cousins is like, "Hey man, good to see you again. Where are you working now? And Ray's like, he's a YouTuber. I goes, like, you work at YouTube? That's cool. And he was like, no, he's a YouTuber. And he goes, I don't get it. And I was like, Ray, my family doesn't care about what I do. So just, you know what I tell them? I make cool stuff. Like that's where I'm at. And I don't try to promote the YouTube stuff.
I tell everyone I say stupid shit online, and people who are nice to me listen. Thank you.
I was talking to someone the other day actually, and she said, "Oh, what do you do like in your spare time?" And I said, "Well, I go on YouTube. I'm on a show on YouTube." And she goes, "What do you do?" And I said, "I just talk mainly with friends." And she goes, "That sounds a bit strange." And I went, "What, talking to people is strange?"
It's a little strange. Yeah. Oh, I like this, Ken. Tell him to check IMDb. True. That's actually a pretty gangster. That's going to be my new response. What do you do? Check IMDb.
Check IMDb. I just looked up a Brian Montgomery who has all this porn videos he's done.
Whoa! That's
really
that's the other personality.
Wrong Brian.
All right.
Is it time for members or what?
Yeah. Let me set that up. We are going to be going to the members section, my friend.
Not that we can't just do this all day long, but I'm sure everyone has something they want to do.
I mean, I probably could do it all day long, but my wife would not let me. Okay, here we go.
We got a super chat from Kenneth LaRoque, $5. Chris Hadfield commanded the space station. He is Canadian. Yes, and Ken, you're right. I didn't mean to intend Canadians had not been in space, just that Canadians had not been to the moon. So this will be the first Canadian to go to the moon, and that should be your news source. That should be your news peg. First Canadian to circumnavigate the moon. Go, baby. Source. That should be your news peg. First Canadian to circumnavigate the moon.
Oh my gosh.
Go, baby. Source. That should be your news.
Oh my gosh.
I hear myself.
Yeah, my bad, guys. I thought you were just saying it a bunch of times.
What's going on here?
I was like, why does it keep repeating? Because I'm like trying to set up the members section, and I kept hearing you say the same thing over and over again. Oh my God! Sorry, guys. If you guys heard that reverb, where is the super chat from? I don't see it on here.
It was scrolled up a bit, so I just know we hadn't done it yet. So
okay, I'm sorry.
I went ahead and got it for him.
There
and we
it
got
is.
another one. Oh well, look at our sister gave us money. Now this is cool.
Oh my gosh,
this is better than a Christmas gift, Michelle.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Michelle.
Bro, Cleve works in the Artemis program. I did not know that. Speaking of not knowing anything about,
don't say where he works. It's only the Artemis.
He's actually sat there right now in the lounge, and he's got like a part for a toilet, and he's going, should I tell him?
we were just talking about how no one knows what we do, and we don't even know that our brother-in-law works on the Artemis program.
Shame on us. Actually, I knew he had something to do with it, but yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have Cleve on the show.
That's hilarious.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks for the super chat.
That was really funny, actually.
Oh, I want to show you guys something here real quick. So my son gave me this VHS tape, right? Trouble with Tribbles. And this is so hilarious. He's like all into VHS tapes. and he got, no, I'm serious. He's like, he has his little VHS player he kept from when he was a little kid, right? Cool. And he like watches VHS tapes, and he's like going around collecting up all the VHS tapes everywhere. And he just got like 200 of them for $20.
What?
And I was like, and it was so cool that he found some Star Trek ones and gave them to me.
Awesome.
So, I just think it's I hope VHS tapes come back around again.
They're not going to come back around again.
No, not new, but like as a collector's item.
They rot. Like they rot. No. See, vinyl is permanent though.
Yeah, that's true. You can always use vinyl.
Yeah, in 100 years we can still use vinyl. But you can't use. You're not going to use. You can't use cassette tapes.
I have to say though, I do miss those times of like going into a store like HMV in the UK, and the whole wall was like Star Trek VHSs for you to buy. You know, because they used to do it like 3-episode volumes, didn't they? And it's like trying to store them in your home. All these VHS cassettes all stacked up in a row. You know, I miss those times. You know, streaming's just not the same for me. I want the box. I want the artwork. I want all of it.
Yeah, so I got season 1 of the Dusk Till Dawn series because that show is no longer on the internet anywhere. I can't stream it.
Yeah.
It's owned by El Rey, which is like this physical media distribution company now, and they just like won't put it on streaming, which is good for them. But you can buy the box sets, and I actually got season 1 of the box set. I was super stoked. And there's something about, now it's super inconvenient, but there is something about sliding that disc in there, and the quality is so much better than on streaming. Like you don't realize how good the quality is until you're watching it on physical media.
One of my issues I've got as well, and it's a quest. So if anyone's got any advice or knows how to fix the problem for me, is I adore the 80s Fall Guy series, and and the first three seasons they released on DVD, but due to rights issues, they've never released the remaining seasons, and they don't even broadcast it. So I'm trying to track down the complete collection of the Fall Guy, and it's hard work. It really is.
Lee Majors is the shit. I mean, he was. I loved him as the Bionic Man, but he was so great in Fall Guy.
Yeah,
that intro, mate. That intro was phenomenal.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Heather Thomas.
We are going to be going to the members section. And we're going to read some chats here too. We're going to be members section. But if you want to support us and you don't want to send a super chat, and you're like, I'm not going to hit like on this guy's video, and hell no, I don't like this.
Why not?
But you want to join us in the members section, then hit the bottom left. There's a little join button. You can become a member there. And if you don't want to do that, you don't want to like us, or remember, you want to subscribe, but you're like, I would definitely take some merch. then I don't know why, but go to mixtees.com or mxtz.co and buy something from there. Use the coupon code BRANE for 5% off. And you can go to our very specific page under YouTube exclusives, The BRANE Show, for even more discounts. But really, anything you buy there is good. My new favorite.
Get an I Hate the BRANE Show shirt made.
If you guys want some good choline, get our Level Up Elixir. Okay.
What the fuck is that?
And
Is that
do not exceed the recommended dose. It's gamer pre-work.
Is that in our store?
It is. Yeah.
When we normally take it before each show, and you might notice at the beginning we're grinding our teeth.
Yeah. So the way to take it normally is to put it in a drink. What I do is I just line it up in like a very thin line, and I go.
Oh yes.
Woo! Gamer fuel.
Also known as cocaine. Yes.
But it's literally just vitamins and caffeine. But why is that, dude?
Thank you, Kenneth LaRoque. 5 BRANE Show gift through like a chizampine. Thank you, Ken. We appreciate you, and we're glad we're gonna have people. We're gonna talk about what are we gonna talk about in the member section?
We're gonna talk about that new show from the guy
Michael Straczynski.
Yeah, the guy did Babylon 5.
Nice, Mike. Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about some Egyptian pyramid stuff, some conspiracy stuff, some Stargate stuff, that kind of stuff.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about whatever you guys want to
Honestly, so we have like a rough outline of what we want to talk about in the member section, but we sort of let the chat guide us,
We should more often let the chat guide us.
I mean, I do. I sort of like pick the next thing we're based on what they're talking about,
That's true. So careful what you guys say. Because if you want Naked Brian Bear.
Whoa. Our sister's in the chat, bro. I'm not getting naked now, okay?
The least surprised person
Michelle knows I have no shame. Zero shame.
No, but as a sign of respect to everybody, he will keep his cap on.
Yes. Yeah, specifically I keep my hat on. And this stays on. But everything else has to go.
America.
So, what's funny is on the road to Doomsday coming up here pretty soon, because Doomsday's at the end of the year. I wanted to cover some of the movies that were very specifically important to the story that they're going to tell, that we think they're going to tell in Doomsday. And it's interesting because someone earlier said you got to watch Thor: The Dark World. And you know what? That would be one of those movies that is probably important to the story.
Yep.
But what's interesting is someone also said it's better than the last movie, which is Love and Thunder, which is probably the most important movie in all of the Marvel saga in reference to Doomsday when it comes to Thor's personal story. Because I think, because Doomsday is taking his kid or making him sick or whatever. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to try to watch those movies and sort of like just chat about them the month before Doomsday. But if you guys have stuff, hit the comments in the chat. Let us know if there's other things we should watch on top of that, or talk about on top of that.
Are we going to talk about Super Mario Brother Galaxy movie?
Did that come out already?
Yeah, it came out. This week.
I haven't seen it yet. We'll have to see it next week.
But we should talk about the fact that all the bad reviews.
Oh, is there bad reviews?
It's not doing so well.
Really?
From the point of view of people who wanted a good second movie.
I haven't seen it, so I wouldn't know.
I haven't seen it yet either, so I'm not sure. But I got to take my kids. I just can't afford to take. We just did something last week. I'm like, I can't take you guys this week.
Yeah, I literally can't afford to take my kids to the movie. It's too expensive. Too expensive. Wow, it has a really bad tomato rating. Okay. Oh, hold up.
Oh.
It has a bad tomato rating, but a good audience rating. And I have to change the site settings to disallow Java because freaking Rotten Tomatoes won't allow me to see it on the screen. Hold up. Sorry, guys.
Yawn Nintendo crap. I love that.
Freaking.
Until Link comes out with his Zelda movie, I'm going to be there.
I'm going to be interested when they come out with that Mass Effect series from Amazon that they're meant to be developing.
I think I'm still like upset. I'm still like the Master Chief stuff that came out. I'm still like, I don't trust anybody now to do
Halo. Yeah, series. I know. I mean, that where, what was it? I think I tried 2 episodes of that and I was like, I'm out. It's not Master Chief.
Right.
Sex scenes and helmet off.
Yeah.
Was no. Sorry.
So I have to enable ads to be able to see this stupid page, which means this will be the last time I go to Rotten Tomatoes on this computer.
Ooh.
Sorry, guys. We have 58 seconds. Never mind. We'll have to look at these reviews in the.
We'll look at them. John Burns, member for 19 months. Thank you, cast member John Burns. You are the man.
And thank you, Ken, for the memberships, my friend.
And thank you for the memberships. Thank you, John.
All right, say bye. Each get 10 seconds. Go.
John, you first.
See you all next week, everybody.
Check out his channel, Sci-Fi Chronicle 79. Links in the description.
And we love you, and we'll see you next week or in the member section. Be good.
See you there.
Woo!
Actually, I could have given you guys each like 5 more seconds because now.
Yeah, you're just.
Now we're just casually sitting on the end screen talking. People can hear us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
It's always the pressure moment of the show, to be honest with you, because I'm like thinking.